can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
What's going on, FFM? Miss your boy. Hopefully, I didn't blow out y'all speakers. Dang, that was a little loud. But how's everybody's Friday? Y'all hear me all right? Man, because last night on JT's live, man, I was my audio was off. Weird. By show of hands, who was in the stream last night with JT? Show of hands. Let's see. Raise the roof. No. Oh, I'm tripping. DLC for Christ was. I know that for sure. I saw Lakes in there. I saw Uncle Mark up in there. I saw who else was in there? Brandon Garnica. He's actually a coworker. But yes, we got mechanic. No issues found. Fees. Lakes. What do you think I'm talking about here? What are we talking about? No issue found fees. What do you think this topic's going to cover? What do y'all think? Because y'all know, oh God, y'all know we get paid for what we do, right? And if we can't find an issue with your vehicle, like nothing's happening, nothing's going wrong, the complaint that the customer is complaining about is not happening right then and there. So how does a technician get paid? Intermittent issues, Ignacio. And this is going to be warranty, non-warranty, customer pay, oh, excuse me. Should there be something in place to protect the technician? Because if yes, we charge a diag fee, but normally if we don't find anything wrong with the vehicle, well, sorry, customer, we can't find anything. We're not going to upsell you anything, because in order to upsell something, we have to duplicate the concern. But if we can't duplicate the concern, should there still be a charge? It's like when you have a service call, somebody shows up to the site, or let's say I'm going to use my house, for instance, right? I get charged a $50 fee if I request maintenance on my house and they show up and cannot get into the house, whether it's nobody here or the door is locked where they can't use a key, because there's one deadbolt that uses a key and then one deadbolt that doesn't. If they can't access the property, guess what? I get charged. So should that be applied to mechanics as well? If a mechanic, a rattle noise while going over bumps, or go on the freeway, the radio starts flickering and the technician goes out, right? 30 minutes after driving, the radio starts acting up. So you're driving 30 minutes. You drive it for about 30 minutes. No issue. All right. Well, it's been 30 minutes. Turn around, head back to the dealership, right? That's an hour lost. So is the technician going to lose out on that hour, or are we going to still charge a fee, a could not duplicate fee? I got to be a little biased. My time is money. Time is money when it comes down to this industry. Even if it's warranty, I don't think warranty should pay. You know, it's the customer's job to describe the issue and give us the most information they can to get us to duplicate the concern. So if it only happened one time last week at midnight, how is a technician supposed to duplicate that? We only got so much time that we can dedicate to a vehicle. And if we prolong it, then we're not getting paid for it. If we can't find anything wrong, we're definitely not getting paid. If the vehicle's under warranty, we have to prove that something is faulty. We can't just throw a part at it. So yes, I definitely feel like shops should charge a fee for intermittent issues, could not duplicate issues. That would keep customers from bringing cars in that absolutely have nothing wrong with it. I always tell the customer, when I can't duplicate something, we don't charge like that. But I tell customers, look, couldn't duplicate it right now. Okay. But when it happens more often, or as it's happening, if you're close by, bring it in right away. Bring it in right away. So I want y'all's input on this. And then, of course, we're going to bring in a panel at about the hour mark, and we're going to discuss this. Okay. Because I think this is something that needs to get changed within the industry, and customers need to be aware of this because we got too many people, we got too many things going on where a technician should not need to waste their time trying to duplicate a concern that is absolutely not happening. I got stuck with one today. A customer came in and they were saying, my AC unit turns on and then off. It's not working correctly. What does that mean? My AC unit turns on and off and it's not working properly. Is it not blowing cold? Is it not blowing air at all? Is the AC switch assembly turning off and then turning on? What exactly is going on? And I talked to the customer and he said, oh, well, while I'm driving, it turns off and then it turns back on. I'm like, okay, is there air still blowing out? Yes, there's still air blowing out. I'm like, okay. Is your where it shows you the temperature, the display, does that turn off and then turn back on? No, all that stays on. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're talking about. So I'm like, okay, well, it's an intermittent issue, obviously. So what I do, I took off the AC switch, I wiggled some wires, did a wiggle test. Nothing happened. I go up under the dash, I wiggle the AC amplifier connectors. Nothing happened. I could not duplicate it. I'm sorry, bring it back when it's actually happening. So yeah, we'll talk about that for a little bit. But first, I gotta point out DLC for Christ. What's going on, DLC? I saw DLC joined membership about 2 days ago. So gotta give him a quick shout out. Thank you for joining the official FM fam. Now we gonna get straight into the comments. Starting it off with Lakes Fluffing. What's going on, Lakes? How are you doing, bro? You coming on tonight? Uncle Mark, actually, yes, Lakes, I need you on because I need your input on this. Hello all, Uncle Mark, how you doing? Hello, Lakes. What's up, Fluffy? What's going on, DLC? I already said that. Uncle Mark, hi, DLC. DLC, everybody's saying what's up to DLC. Saludos from Fort Worth. Let's see the OBS. No hurry. Hopefully next weekend, bro. Hopefully next weekend. That way, I could make some time to go out there. Maybe Saturday next week. Wait, no, I got a party to go to. One of my cousins' 21st birthday. Yep. So Sunday, maybe next Sunday. Uh, but anyways, what's going on, Ruben? Loud and clear. Thank you. Sounds fine. Cool, cool. Yes, you were DLC for a little bit, right? Thumbs up. What's going on, WB? What's up, Supra? Pink. Oh, Pink Wave. Was that the Pink Wave? Yeah, Lakes was up in there. Uncle Mark was in there. I know that for sure. What up, bro? Happy Friday. What's going on, TBSS? How you doing, bro? Intermittent issues. Yes. Man, y'all ever get those intermittent issues? Well, it happened 2 times last month. Last month. We're already the 22nd of January. It happened last month? In December? Oh, man. Oh, man. At that point, I just go drive it real quick. Hey, you know what? It's not happening. I'm not even trying to waste my time, because if it happened several weeks ago, there's a good chance I'm not gonna get it to duplicate. So I'm not even gonna waste my time on it. Time management, guys. Time management. Hello, Lakes. What's going on, Bill? How are you doing? I know GM has a labor code for concern not duplicated under warranty. I don't know about customer pay. So, Supra, warranty will pay y'all for not duplicating a concern. Is that right? Is that right? Wow. Hi, Bill. Techs need to get paid for their time. Definitely. Definitely. I'm not just being biased. I am a little bit, but um we could get we can get taken advantage of by the customers. It's a real thing. It is a very real thing. Good evening, gentlemen. How's it going? Am Leisure, how you doing? How is your day? How's your day going? How's it been? You sporting that FM fam hat, that Mexicanic hat? Uh that VW I put a tranny in was sent to try and be programmer. Of course, VW says it needs a new transmission, so now I gotta replace it again, and my shop will be paying. Nice. Nice. Hey, at least you're getting some hours, Supra. Sayer Mobile Diesel, Fluffy, my man, what's going on? Turner, how are you doing? Mid-Atlantic Tools, hello. Time worked is charged all the time, fixed or not. Nice. I want to get your opinion more. We're going to elaborate on this once we get a panel going. Hey, everyone in the chat, look at all these awesome people here today. Everybody, what's going on? Yo, what's up, my man? How's it going? Daniel Rodriguez, welcome to the chat. Hey, Turner. Mario Bartolo. Fluffy, should I go to school if I want to open my own shop? It all depends. Do you have an automotive background? Do you have the automotive knowledge? What's your experience in the field? I don't believe in going to school for this if you already know basics. What's up, Fluffy? How are you? Here from GA. What's going on, Shane? Shane, quiet. Hopefully you're not too quiet in the chat, bro. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Happy it's Friday. Although I am gonna go in tomorrow to try to make a couple hours. Today was very slow at work. Oh, yo, Fluffy, I got a Nissan Rogue. A Rogue. It has a PO101 mass airflow sensor has been changed. I can't remember what year it is. I know you got a short about it. I need your input. I have a short on the whatchamacallit, on the kicks. On the kicks. Now, Nissan Rogue, what year, Angel? I need to know the year. The year. Yes, for sure. The year. It might need a program. Don't forget to hit the like button when you come in the door. Yes, definitely. Always hit that like as soon as you get in here, because you know it's going to be a fire live. We already know that. Every Friday. Evening, y'all. What's going on? Justin, how you doing? Hey, Turner, excellent video today. Whoa, Turner put up video today? I still charge an hour if not duplicated. Do you? And your boss lets y'all do that? Man, if I did that, oh my god. Fluffy, come to the office. God, what'd I do this time? I got my scan tool and I found some things I'm a bit annoyed with already. Oh no, that's the worst. It's like I'm gonna compare this real quick. It's like getting a brand new phone, right? Getting a new phone and finding out that it doesn't have a feature that you had on your previous phone. That could get a bit annoying. Uh, hey, I'm Leisure. Leisure. I'm pretty sure I won't get that VW till next pay period. Why? Why is that? Had a diesel particulate filter issue, and the Snap-on said that after it didn't say particulate. But wait, hold on. Had a DPF particulate filter issue, and the Snap-on said after treatment DPF filter, but didn't say. Hold on, I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding that one, Justin. It had a DPF filter issue. Okay, something going on with the DPF filter. And the Snap-on said that after treatment DPF filter, but didn't say. Did it not have the option to look into that, or what? What up, Fluff? What's going on, Carlos? Which scanner? Snap-on ProLink. Which one is that? The ProLink. Man, because I already know Snap-on. You paid a lot for that. I'm hoping I get a call from Nissan next week. Now, after stopping by yesterday, man, that was a smart move by stopping by. I told you, Supra. I freaking told you, bro. You got to go in. Supra said that that guy was impressed by that. Heavy duty or Ford, GM, Dodge. Heavy duty. Do you listen to Vicente? I do not. My girl does. For more, my girl does. Vicente Fernandez. I do not listen to him. Sadly, I can't understand what they be talking about in that Spanish music. Snap-on HD software is junk. Not worth anything. Same as J Pro. So what do you recommend, Turner? For a Cummins X12, I have Cummins, Packard, and Detroit software. Pay period ends Tuesday. I got a CRV from our body shop. I got to finish Monday. I have nothing left. I was banking on some motor mounts on our Armada today, but the extended warranty company is slacking, man. So the advisor called the extended warranty company today because I had an inspector for this yesterday. So he calls them today and they're like, oh, the adjuster that you're working with, he's off today. Oh, well, can you help me out? Can you get me some approvals, or what are we gonna do? Because this customer needs a rental and it's already the weekend. No, you have to speak with him. He's the one working on the ticket, so you're gonna have to speak with him. What in the world? So you mean to tell me that the customer gonna be without their car another 3 days? Hopefully this guy is there on Monday. Not like it mattered anyways though, because those motor mounts are on back order. Story of my life, man. They were like 8 hours, 8-hour motor mounts. That would have for sure put me at my 40. And then I wouldn't have had to go in tomorrow. But now I got to go in tomorrow just to try to make up. Sucks. When I was a tech, we had 40-hour guarantee and we were flat rate also. So if we did not turn hours, we would get paid 40. If we were in the building for 40 hours. It was a nice setup. Damn. I can't see that ever happening nowadays. I mean, how long ago was this Mid-Atlantic? Because employers are so scared of us working the system. So if we're getting paid something, they want us doing something. They want us there. They're afraid that we're not gonna try to beat that 40. But any good technician, 40 is not enough. 40 hours a week is not good enough when it comes to flat rate, especially when you're used to flagging 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 120. Yeah. 40 hours isn't enough, but it is a good base pay. At least it's a good guarantee that you're going to make a check. Yeah, I told my dealer that this is a big issue for me. So how does that work? If you're not satisfied, is there a return policy, Justin? I know, man. Snap on. Oh my God, did you consult and see? No, wait. Does CP know about heavy duty stuff? I don't know. Hey Bill. Hey Bill. Use the OEM software then, Justin. But buy one of the tools I recommend. What do you recommend, Turner? On the road, be home in an hour. In an hour. All right, Lakes. All right, all right, all right. I'll let you use that excuse today. Just today. Hey Fluffy, everyone. Shep, how's it going, Shep? Told my dealer about it and hope things get changed. He better take care of you. It gave me the codes, so maybe I'll ask just to get all the codes from the dealer I deal with. Um, what kind of machinery is this? I did do a quick interview with this one independent shop. Their pay is interesting. I can start 32 an hour flat rate or 23 an hour as hourly guarantee, but also 10% commission on labor. Be careful with that high hourly flat rate, because just because the dollar amount is there doesn't mean the workload is there. 23 an hour plus 10% commission on labor. So if you do something, hold on. If you do a job that takes an hour, let's say a key program, right? Or just a regular program, 10% at 150 is going to be $15. Holy Jesus. And you do that in 20 minutes, 10 minutes. At 10% commission on labor sounds pretty uh tempting. Wow. From Cummins, Detroit, and PACCAR. How come? Okay, Justin, let me ask you this: why did you get that? Are you trying to do like? Are you trying to go and branch off and do some of your own stuff on the side for businesses, or is this so you just don't have to rely on the company's stuff? Example: 1,000 for labor gets you $100 bonus on your next check. On your next check, so it wouldn't apply to that pay period. Hi Shep. I barely got 47s with. Oh man. Are y'all even getting workflow? Are y'all getting workflow? I mean, you said you're working on a Volkswagen, or you did a Volkswagen, but that's not GM. You're at a GM dealership. That's like me saying, "Oh yeah, I work for Nissan, but I'm over here working on a Ford." The Ford ain't gonna pay my bills. I need Nissans coming in. I need Nissans coming in. Yeah, the Ford, I could get something good on the Ford or whatnot, but I'm gonna have to. How do I take this apart? How do I test this? What do I look for? Oh damn, I gotta send it out for programming too. Shoot. Uh, High Lakes. Boss level HD is Joltist or Texa. Pro level is ThinkCar or New Chip HD. DIY is FCar, Mini Units or Ansel. Sup, Turner? What's happening, everyone? Hey, Benjamin, what is going on, bro? How are you doing? How's it going? I didn't see you. Let me see. It's been a couple streams, huh? Were you here last week? I don't remember. We're out physically and mentally. I feel you, Shep. I feel you. Yeah, Texas is probably the best out them all. Run into issues I never seen before. Oh no. What issues? No, I got it on credit. So you can't return it? Man, I'd get that shit back. I'd be contact Snap on. It was 20 years ago, but the shop is still doing it. Never base your life on more than your guarantee pay. So what you're saying is live your life or manage your finances around the 40 hours, not anything above. That way you still have that guaranteed, correct? The jaw test is one step above Texas now because of partnership with Bosch and Denso, and also Detroit license. You have them Packard, I like Cummins, and Detroit engines. It does apply to that pay period. We get workflow, but they play favoritism and feed certain techs only. Look, Supra, if you can't beat them, join them. Join them, bro. See what they're doing. See how they're communicating with advisors or the management or whoever you need to, man. Sometimes you gotta play the system, bro. Play the system. There comes a point in life where you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You know, and that's something that I'm having to adjust to right now. So normally I'd locate, check a car, get it diagnosed, pull it out, locate again, pull it out, right? Now I'm over here. Oh, we got 3 keys on the board. Locate, boom, put it on hold, locate. I got 2 cars before somebody else could get one. So now I'm checking those 2. And in the middle of those, oh, we got a couple more keys. Boom, locate again. I'm having like 5 or 6 cars a day now compared to the 1 or 2 that I was getting before because I was just, and now I have 2 stalls too. So that freed up my ability to pull 2 cars in at once. As a heavy duty, take refund that Snap on and go boss level. That's what I'm saying. I would definitely get a refund on that. I will have to talk to my dealer next Wednesday. I spent $7,200 on credit for it. That is too damn much for it not to do what you bought it. That is too much for it not to do what you bought it for. What's up? Feel like crap. This has been absolutely a absolutely tough week. I'm just killed. But wanted to say hi and give you that thumbs up. Thank you, John of Some Trades. Appreciate you, bro. Hope you start feeling better. Car starts when he wants. Oh, car starts when it wants to. Don't have to jump it. Just like it choose when wants to start. Could be next day or a few hours. Last time wouldn't start. Was a relay, but it's not that issue now. What kind of vehicle is this? Shep, what kind of vehicle are you dealing with? Get a bigger stick, lay down the law, or let them know you're gonna walk. I've been told by many others, no one likes the service manager. A lot of the main techs who were there prior to him all left once he got there. Only 1 or 2 of the originals are still there. That's why I said, if you can't beat them, bro, join them. If you can't beat them, join them. What up? I can't say your name. What up, Porch? Mid Atlantic. How was your first week back at work? Oh, Mid Atlantic, you were off? And don't piss off the advisors or foreman, dispatcher. Always say hi, how you doing every time, every day, all the time. They make your check. Yes, definitely. I mean, you got to get on somebody's team, because your livelihood is what's important. Being able to make a check is what's important. And also being the nice guy doesn't fly either. You got to have some backbone, bro. You got to lay it down. You got to like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm going to keep saying that. Look at the diesel look at the diesel laptops. Yeah, I was here but not for long. Not a whole lot living the dealership dream. Oh, but y'all are always busy up there, bro. 2015 Dodge Charger RT57 Hemi. Tip them. Sounds like the tip them. Shep. Maybe it's the tip them. Is it cranking? Is it cranking? Is it just clicking? I mean, what's going on? It's car started once. Yeah. What exactly is going on with it when it's not starting, when it doesn't want to start? What exactly is going on? All good. It's not just me though. A lot of others struggle with the same thing. but we get told we are the problem. Apparently, you gotta yell at the manager to get your work. That is an issue within this industry. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's all to. Why is my uncle calling me? Does DLC call your brother and tell him we are streaming? Oh, what the? As if you're still in here. But yeah, Super, you got to make something happen, bro. You definitely have to make something happen. You don't want to go broke while you're at a job at a workplace. It can't fly. You got a code reader, man. Sounds like something is broken under the fuse box. Yes, I will agree. Way too much money for it not showing basics for codes. It should show dealing with the engines that I purchased for. I'm here. I have a few. All right, Bearded Fortech, we're good. Maybe I'll start bringing people on at the hour or let's see, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock. And I know you're an hour ahead of me. No crank, no start, no click, no nothing. No crank, no start, no click, no nothing. You got lights on the dash? Do you have power? If the way they treat you at work is not good, they won't automatically treat you better later. Gonna have to deal with it. It's a dog eat dog world in a dealership. Some dealerships are like that. Luckily, where I'm at, we all get along. So yeah, we slowed down a bit, but still 22 the past 2 days, so can't complain. Dang, I cleared 30 today, so not horrible, but that seems to be the average for us right now. Hey, Bearded Fortech, how you doing, bro? I've had words with some of the advisors, but I always try to stay on their good side. And when I have words, I explain why. I hold my ground, but always kind of kiss up. I wouldn't kiss up. I would just, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say. You don't want to kiss ass too much, but change your attitude with them. Instead of having attitude with them all the time, try to approach them a little more friendly, if you will. Hey, Bearded Vortex. Hey, Sayer. People need to learn tact. You have to be able to tell them to go jump in the lake and have them thank you when you are done. Also, work speaks for itself too. Yes, power everything. Oh, maybe you need to contact Mr. Online Mechanic Tips. He's a Mopar expert. Yo, on that FM fan, what's going on, Sergio? How are you doing tonight? I'm gonna be posting a tool haul video tomorrow. That's what's up, Supra. Make sure you send me that link so I can check it out. Sergio spent nearly a week on an LKQ special, and my neighbor Tech wanted to know why I was cleaning everything, torquing everything with a digital snap-on wrench, treating it like I would a Lambo. Why is that? Why are you wasting time on an LKQ like that? I'm glad my shop is chill. My manager is my age, so everyone clicks for the most part. Benjamin, how old are you again? If you don't mind me asking. And we got a new member on the channel, Sayer Mobile Diesel. Yes, hell yes. Turner, thank you for joining the FM fam. Officially, now you got that little symbol next to your name, and then you got a couple emojis. I need to work on a couple more too. But yes, Turner, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I must do inspections, part sourcing, estimate, ordering, and fix the vehicle. I get paid handsomely for my for my efforts, though. I deal with the owner of the shop directly. Great job, FM. So, for y'all just joining in, how do y'all feel about this? When we cannot duplicate an issue, we spend a little bit of time to try to make the issue happen, whether it's under warranty or whether it's a CP job. Do you think there should still be a fee associated with such trying to get the issue to duplicate? Time is money in this industry. We spend time on something, we expect to get paid for something. So, how do y'all feel about that? Y'all think customers should start paying a fee even though we can't figure something out within that hour? Should it be a no issue found fee, or are we just gonna write it off, as they say, um, charge it to the game, right? Hopefully, get the next one, but at the same time, we still worked for free. It's like doing house calls. You show up, you charge a fee just for showing up, and if the customer didn't answer, whatnot, whatever, or if you're like in the food industry, uh, you're serving a table of 12 people and nobody tips. It's like you did work for a minimum. So I want y'all's opinion on that. Um, Chris R, it's been a minute. Hello, my friends. You know, for the longest time, I thought your picture was a freaking sunset. And then I saw you on somebody else's channel. I said, that's some meat on the grill. For the longest time, Chris, I thought that was a picture of a sunset. Man, hindsight. Just because I want to. Thank you, DLC, for the $5 donation. Very much appreciated. And of course, yeah, you are an FM fam member as well. Hey, Chris R. Now our card holder. Yes, you are, Turner. And thank you for joining. Hey, Chris. These are high 33. Oh, you're right there with me. Well, you got a few years on me, but I'll be 31 soon. I will join eventually. Take your time, Shep. Take your time, because I'm still trying to figure that stuff out. Also, BFT, sup, brother? John of Sub Trades. Why the guys asked why I spent so much time? Just get it out. The guy spent 4K on it, and now he's spending another 4K on suspension. Why do I waste time? Now he knows going forward my work. I mean, I get your point, but we want to beat our flag time. Just because you run through that engine and check everything, tighten everything up, doesn't mean that there's not going to be an issue with it. So I'd rather just look, that's why these engines come with a warranty. Yes, replace everything that LKQ says to replace on it, because they try to get. We had someone on here the other day when I was at the shop, when I did a shop stream. LKQ does whatever they can to get out of the warranties. So if something's going to fail on that engine, it is just bound to fail. So I'm not going to go through the time. Like I said, if something happens to it. That's why it has a warranty on it. That's like buying a new car and having a technician tighten everything up. Has warranty. I have some things to say about this topic. Okay, well, save it. Absolutely. I don't work for free. I don't like to work for free either, but I do sometimes. It happens. It definitely happens. So let me bring up this one too. Every car that comes into my shop that is within the warranty guidelines, or it's in warranty by time and by mileage, and then we find out after doing digging and diagnosing, it was a customer inflicted concern. The customer caused it somehow or another, whether something that happened to the vehicle under the customer's care, or the customer actually did it themselves. It's warranty. Warranty wants parts back. We can't send a broken part or a damaged part. It has to be a manufacturer issue. We can't send those parts back like that. So once we find that and then the customer declines it because they don't want to pay for it, because they feel it should still be under warranty, we just worked for free. That's not right. You should charge it free. Your time is worth something. I mean, it don't even have to be a full hour, right? Just something. Get us paid for the time we spent on it. Yes, definitely charge a fee. It's not fair to the technician. Are you a technician, Porch? Are you a technician? You talking like one. If you go to the doctor and he can't find anything wrong with you. That's what I said. Oh my God. Oh my. I don't like to compare us to doctors, but we are dealing with you think of cars. They have issues. They get sick, right? They have intermittent issues. They have symptoms. We have, those symptoms lead us a certain way, and doctors make so much money, even though they're dealing with lives. I get it, but a car can cause somebody to lose their life also. So we're playing with some lives as well. Not playing, but dealing. Damn, just realized the membership took. Oh no, no. Oh man. Is that what you're laughing at, BFT? General inspection fee starts at 150. We put it towards the repair if the customer agrees. If the customer agreement of repairs, if not, then they walk away with our estimate and diagnosis. You ever get those customers that only come in for the diagnosis? But Jason, I'll agree with you to an extent on this one. Okay, because let's say if my diagnosis involves me digging into that part, accessing that part, then I'll roll it into that repair. Now, let's say I'm looking for an AC leak or a noise. I'm diagnosing. I didn't have to take nothing apart, but now I got my diagnosis after your agreed hour of diagnosing. I need such and such hours. That's going to be added on top of the diagnosis fee. Because let's say a coolant pressure test, right? A coolant pressure test, we charge an hour. Okay. So you fill it up, pressurize the system, right? And you're looking. After about 30, 45 minutes, you find the leak. Finally, it's a little seep. Coming from a hose, or, pull a spark plug out and you find it there, right? Are you going to roll that into the repair, or are you going to add on top? Because you didn't take nothing off. We could go on and on with that. If we struggle to find an issue, we don't charge extra. But we get more mechanics. So you get more people involved. So you're pulling more people off of jobs and making more people lose their time, their money, to try to figure out a concern that may not be there. All if needed to do whatever is needed, including sending one of the advisors hundreds of miles. Ooh, that's lost time and money, John. That is loss of time and money. At that extent, no, sir. I can't. I can spare money right now, but I can't spare money right now. Business is slow. I feel you, Shep. That's the time we're living in right now. And yes, you should charge if it shows problem or not. Can a PO 101 also be triggered by a bad throttle body fluff? Junior, yes, it can. Because so with Nissan, I don't know about everybody else, but it is a correlation between the throttle body and the mass airflow. They have to agree. If they don't agree, then that's when it pops that PO 101 code. So yes, it can be triggered by a bad throttle body. It could be triggered by a bad PCV valve also. We've seen that. Customer pays for it then. I agree. This wasn't an actual, it was a legit customer that dropped serious money. But if it looked like someone went to a junkyard and said, I need a vehicle for $100, I had to make it run for cheap. Was a legit customer that dropped serious money, but it looked like someone went to a junkyard. Oh, gotcha. I am a doctor, a car doctor. That's what I yes. Automotive techs are doctors for vehicles. That's what I say. Tuesday I start. I'm coming into this field, 40 years old. Oh. Is this your first time coming into the field, or are you coming back into the field? Howdy. Troublemaking pups. What's going on, troublemaking pups? How's it going? Howdy. How's it going? We're car doctors. Hey, troublemaking TMP. Trouble. The difference between me and a doctor is a doctor only has to be a specialist in one area of medicine. I have to be an expert in every aspect of a vehicle to do my job. And you know what? Patients don't give the doctors hell like customers give technicians hell. Oh my goodness. Now, if it's malpractice, that's something else. But man, yeah. Hi, Leisure. What up, Fluffy? How's it going? What's going on, Gran Turismo fan? How are you doing? Chris. Mid Atlantic, look at it from the side of the customer. If you took a car in for a repair and the tech could not find the problem, would you be okay paying for no problem found? If I'm a customer, I'm gonna make sure that that issue keeps happening over and over. That way the technician can find it. I get where you're going, Mid Atlantic. They're paying and got nothing done. Nothing done. But it I feel like the customer needs to give us all the information they need, that the technician needs to be able to go into a direction of diagnosing. Because if not, then we're just chasing chasing our tail. And I take my time making sure. So not only is it right following dealer guidelines, but I know it's right. I know my work shouldn't fail. I take my time for little comebacks. Okay, I see your standpoint. I get you, John. Doctors bury their mistakes. Techs live with them. For sure. Gilman, no comebacks for doctors. Nah, you know what? Doc, I still feel sick. Help me. Okay. Oh, now you have the sniffles? Here, I'll prescribe you cough drops. Oh man, I don't know if some of y'all were in the stream when I had gotten really sick. I had to take a week off from YouTube. I had to take a week off from work. I had some serious sinus stuff going. And the doctor goes, "Oh, you look like somebody who has RSV." I was like, "I look like somebody who has RSV?" Doc, I can't breathe. Like, I can't breathe. I don't go to the doctor for nothing. I never go to the doctor. This time I had to because I could not breathe through my nose. And my throat was getting so jacked up because of the breathing through my mouth. Yeah, we're just gonna take some medicine at home. Here's some cough syrup. But we can't do anything for RSV. It just has to pass over. I'm like, but I got so much blockage up here, I can't freaking breathe. It feels like somebody is like closing my nose. Yeah, it looks like you got RSV. Oh my god. Now I paid you $75 for this for my cope. Oh my god. All right, whatever. What's going on, Gilman? Never deal with being treated like crap from no employer. I don't care who it is. If they're treating you in a manner you don't like and you bring it to their attention, it doesn't change, then move on. What if there's only so many places in that area? And moving on is going to involve changing fields. Sometimes you just have to deal with it and learn to deal with it and learn to work around it. Fluffy buddy, what's going on? TMP. Hate dealing with noises. Oh man, me too. Cause I have bad eustachian tubes. So we get that drainage that goes into our throat. Well, my ears don't drain. So I'm constantly having to pop my ears and then it hurts my ears. So, noises don't go well for me because sometimes it feels like somebody just holding their hands over my ears. And I'll get so tired of it and then I'll open them up and it sucks. I should have got that taken care of when I was little. Let me see. Yo, Tony. All right, we're almost at the bottom of the comments, and good thing too, because we're almost at the hour mark. We've had people coming in, having us look at their cars, and saying they don't have money and leaving. Yeah, that happens to us too. We'll get a list of complaints, 5-6 complaints, and nothing. Okay, I'm gonna jump down to the comments a little bit because I have one right here. What's going on, cuz? I got a comeback of this man's right here, right? Same issue, Okay. Couldn't duplicate it last time. Customer said vehicle wouldn't start. He actually towed it into the dealership. This is a Titan, 100,000 mile warranty. That 91,000. So he keeps complaining about not being able to start, and it's an intermittent issue. This time he says, "Oh, it shut off on the highway, this, that, and the other." So I go out, I freaking drive it 20 minutes, bring it back, no issue found. Okay, you know what? Oh, and he said it wouldn't start. That's why it got towed in. The advisor verified that it started and still wrote it up. So I get it. Starts right up. No hesitation, no warning lights, nothing. If there was a legit issue and it died out, or an ECM, PCM, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, lost communication, we're going to have a communication code. I come back, I test the battery passes. Y'all know with that DS 5000, whatever the big charger jump box that dealership has, charger jumper tester, whatever you want to call it. DSS, or I don't know. I don't remember. It passed. It was good. I lost an hour on that. I freaking lost an hour on that. But how is it a comeback if it was never duplicated? That's my point. We should be charging customers for bringing us issues that a technician cannot duplicate. It's intermittent. Whether it's warranty or not warranty, a technician still should the technician should still get paid for their time, whether it's a shop or the customer. Because I feel like if you're bringing a vehicle into the shop, it's because there's a serious issue and it keeps happening. So we need to be able to diagnose it accordingly and as efficient as possible. All right, I am going to start sending out some links. Let me see. I gotta find. Yeah, so we left off right here. So I'm gonna go to my inbox and I let me see if you want to bring. Let me see. BFT, are you still able to come in? I'll send you the link anyway. That way, if you get some time, we'll be on for a bit. So give me a second, guys. Turner, are you still in here? Chris, are you gonna come in? Sergio, maybe. Want to get your input on the HVAC world. Let's see. Who else is coming in? Who else? I know I'm missing. Justin, you coming in? You're an hourly paid guy. Let's see, Lakes. What the hell is this crap? Paste. Turner. Okay. If I missed anybody, man, let me know. Gonna hurry up and get through the comments so we don't fall too far behind. Thanks, bro. The Versa also idles high and takes forever to come down to about the Versa. What Versa? I thought we were talking about a Rogue. The Versa also idles high and takes forever to come down to about 700 RPM. What year Versa is this? Like always, doing star patterns for lug nuts, taking off, putting on. It's habit. True. It is a habit. Crappy cars may still run for 200K plus. Not for me to say. Every vehicle I touch gets my best ability. No exceptions. Every vehicle I touch gets my best ability. No exceptions. That should be a standard. That should be a standard. Yes and no, FM. I tend to subtract the inspection fee from $800 ticket to be fair for the customer. No, if I must disassemble the dash, motor, or multiple under in my way, like no way. What's going on?
What up?
What? You know how we?
You hear? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, look at her. Oh, not in the car.
Hola.
You got man. You're how? What are you streaming on right now?
What am I streaming on?
Yeah, your camera setup. What you got?
GoPro.
See, I want to be like you. I want to be tech savvy like you.
Oh, I'm not tech savvy. I just have money to spend on random junk.
Oh no. All right. So what's y'all's opinion on this? Let's talk to the issue at hand when it comes to not being able to find issues, spending time on them, trying to duplicate concerns, and obviously not being able to because it's so
I always clarify with my customer that if it's an intermittent issue, I'm going to spend an hour on it. They're going to pay an hour of diagnostic. And if I can't find it within that hour, then there's nothing else I can do. You can leave it with me for a week, and then I'll charge you a couple of hours of time. But I'll have to drive it home and drive it back to the shop to see if it triggers while my computer's connected. But I always make sure that the customer understands that if you just want me to try to find it right now, I'm going to spend an hour on it. You're going to pay for the hour, and you agree to it. Or if you don't, there's the door. Like that's the thing is time is money, and if you can find the problem, you find the problem. If you can't, you can't, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, so. I agree.
That's basically how it goes. You can always go back to the service advisor and say, "Hey, look, can we talk to the customer? Maybe get another hour or so. I'm close to finding it. I think I know what it is." But if they decline that, then at an hour you stop. You can also give them the option to put a flight recorder on it to see if it picks it up.
So what if there is absolutely nothing wrong with the vehicle that they are claiming? Like, let's say a rattle noise. You cannot hear a rattle. You test drove this thing, gone over bumps, did what you needed to do, and you can't find no rattle.
No problem found.
Are you charging, or are you just letting that one go?
No, I'm charging. Sorry, I spent an hour on it.
Okay,
that's right.
I'm nice. Okay, so I thought I was the only one that felt this way, but
nope.
Now
I took an hour out of I took an hour of my time. I hooked up the chassis ear. I had another technician riding with me, doing whatever. Yeah, I'm charging you. Sorry.
None of that. Like Beard is probably like me, uses a laptop for his diagnostic, which is expensive software.
Oh yeah,
and that software's got to be covered too. Like that's the thing is it all comes down to just overhead and time wise. Like that hour could have been spent on something that was going to make me money. Why am I going to give it away for free? Like makes no sense.
Very true.
Evening, y'all.
How's it going, Justin?
Jeff?
Good evening.
Well, yeah, I will agree with you very much there, Sarah, on the scan tool.
No, NextQ software is garbage. Always has been. It's just
see the only thing that I like for NextQ is for the laptop. That's all I've ever used it for. So I figured if they're using it, it would be the same as what, especially when you're paying that type of cash in the first place.
Oh yeah. No, like that's the thing. For what the price that they're charging for you, and you're getting the same coverage that an Ansell gives you, a $700 machine gives you, it's just not worth it in the end of the day. Like,
no. That's the thing is that's why I'm like, at least with diesel laptops, it gives actually a year worth of subscription plus all the extra stuff.
Well, the other thing with Jaltest and Texa is if their software doesn't do it, you call their 1-800 number, and within half an hour they have someone connecting through your unit to your vehicle with the OEM software to do it. And they charge, and like if they do charge you, it's usually $80, but you can bill that to the customer. But that's the nice thing about those two systems. They have the full OEM softwares, and they can do it remotely. So if their software doesn't do it, they can do it.
Okay, so Turner, you made me think of something right quick. So, do y'all have a separate diagnostic fee, or are you charging a full 1 hour flat rate fee, or do you think that the customer should be charged
Depends.
at the tech's rate?
Depends. If you're doing as a mobile, just if let's say we're just doing as a hookup for a scan, our starting as an average is $120 starting.
Yep.
That's just a hookup.
$120 to plug in, and that's it. And that's what I charge for my first hour.
Okay.
That's not even the first hour. That's just me hooking up the laptop. If I have to go, let's say I'm doing a particulate matter sensor, that's part plus the time it takes me to take that out.
Yeah. What do you got, BFT?
But the PM sensor, the particular matter sensor for let's say an X12 is almost $400.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive. What I was going to say is you get out there and do that, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, I went by AutoZone and they told me it's this. Why do I got to pay you to hook up a scan tool?
Oh,
with customers like that, I always say, then why did you bring it to me?
Exactly. Bye.
I had a customer.
I don't know any auto parts store that has diesel ones.
AutoZone does. O'Reilly's does.
I have never seen one in AutoZone in where I'm from, at least.
They were arguing that a PO101 was a cam sensor issue, just
No.
because AutoZone, their printout said cam sensor.
When has P101 ever been a cam sensor?
It's AutoZone's little freaking software of their possibilities of bull crap. Like
they have like a $10 scan tool. That's all they use.
Uses Mahali software. It's a software that Ford sells, but it's universal for every vehicle, and you can get it from anywhere. And it is an absolute junk software. There's the same company that makes the J Pro software, and it's a junk software. Like any like Bearded's a Ford tech. He should know about the Mahal software. It's not the best software.
Never used it. I use for my car. I use Foxwell, which is a cheap one, and I use Innovo.
I have IDS, FDRS, and I have a Matco scan tool.
Yeah.
How do you like that Matco one?
The big one I got?
Yeah. You got a
I like it.
Or the Maximus?
Yeah. I got a Max Light that I'm giving away.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, like a thing on your channel, or what do we got to do to?
Yeah, the video's on the channel. You just go leave a comment. That's all you got to do.
Okay. And when's that running through?
Eric from I Do Cars is going to pick me a winner probably next week.
Okay.
Something like that.
So if y'all interested in a scanner, y'all go subscribe. Be active on the channel. Because just because y'all subscribe doesn't mean a whole lot. You know, we want activity on the channels.
My moderators aren't eligible to win it. So
is your Mac car that brand new one out? That new Maximus that they got?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I like that one. Do you know why? Because the software is made by the same company that makes the software for ThinkCar and TopDon, and it's just reskinned, but it's a nice tool.
I thought Maximus system was based off of what the other version that you see for cheap. That's,
no, it pretty much what it is. It's a ThinkCar X20.
Oh.
With all the same bells and features, function, everything. It's just been reskinned, and it's the exact same software. It's actually a damn friggin' good tool. But like here, and this is the funny thing: buy it from Matco, buy it from ThinkCar, buy it from TopDon. It's still an $8,000 machine because it's not
without subscription.
And that's the thing is it's because they are those are actually the flagship OEMs. And they're like if you have the money, you buy one of those.
That's like I did my transmission fluid and filter today, and you got to monitor the temperature to make sure it's full, right? So it's got to be between 206 and 212 or 215 degrees. Mm-hmm. So you got to monitor with a scan tool. I didn't feel like pulling out FBRS the laptop and then pulling it down. So I just used the Matco one because it's wireless.
Is it faster than your Ford OEM?
That's about the same.
They're about the same.
Yeah.
Sergio,
No.
I'm gonna address this comment real quick. A doctor has to keep you alive to open you up. You aren't pulling out an engine. What I am referring to when I say stuff like this, customers want to bash mechanics and shops so hard for us misdiagnosing a vehicle. But when it comes to a doctor, man, a doctor can butcher you up and they still go running back, begging doctors to find
I
out
hate doctors.
like, and they're supposed to have all this training and stuff.
Going
We
back to that
do.
doctor thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Throw the bake away.
The whole doctor thing. When somebody has a 9 o'clock appointment and they show up at 8:59. Well, I got a 9 o'clock appointment. I mean, do you expect to go to the back and be serviced at 9 o'clock? Do you go to your doctor for a 9 o'clock appointment and get seen at 9 o'clock? So the word appointment, I don't really like. It should be like a check-in time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How often do we see vehicles, and this is at a dealership, from a dealership standpoint, customer comes in, 10 o'clock appointment, and it gets pushed ahead of everybody. Everybody. The whole shop could be doing something. I need somebody on this now. It's an appointment.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's for an intermittent
All
issue.
shops and mechanics should be here this day. You bring it in at this time in the morning. You leave it with me. I'll call you when it's time to come pick it up, and that's it. And that's how I do it. You bring it in, drop it off. I'll call you when it's ready to pick up. I don't make appointments. I don't book times because I could have one job that should be 5 minutes, but it ends up turning into a friggin' all dayer.
Oh man.
Yep.
And I'm not going to push that customer behind because no.
That's why I'm so glad I'm a fleet tech and I don't have to worry about any of that.
Quick,
When you were-
I'll send you a link, brother.
When you were talking about diesels and AutoZone, you talking about like the big 18-wheeler diesels and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah, no, they don't
absolutely.
do those. No, they do like F-250s and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, I know that. That they
Yeah.
do because it's OBD too, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I was referring to as OBD. They don't do the J, what is it, the J something?
yeah, it's the J1939 and J1709
So those
Yeah, I
are
have
or
connectors
1708.
or
Sorry.
So that means I
are those connector types or what?
Yeah,
One's a 6-pin and one's a 9.
the Deutz plug.
Yep.
And then you get those Volvos that have that
Screw
that
Volvo.
stupid Volvo hook
Volvos
connector.
suck.
The
They actually use an
Volvo
OBD2 connector.
Yeah, friggin' hate them.
I hate them. They're worthless.
OBD2 connector on a big rig.
Yes, it's only on Volvo Max. That's the only ones that use it.
Interesting.
That's why my scan tool comes with the OBD2 just for those.
Diagnostic does take time away, and while utilizing more mechanics may seem a little like more money, it's sometimes all at once or one at a time. One mechanic could take days. All mechanics can take 1 day or hours.
I don't know.
There
I've
you
had
go.
a job where
I'm
it's
not
supposed
gonna
to be 2
spend
hours.
time
These
on
are
an
all the
issue like
cables
that.
that you need for heavy duty.
Yep.
Dang.
A rat's nest of multiple different cables with different ends.
Yeah, John.
You're missing one.
If I give a vehicle an hour of my time and nothing is
You
going
got to have the
on,
infamous universal.
the customer's complaint is not being duplicated, I am not spending any more time. I will say, look, leave it another day. I'll check it tomorrow, like BFT said. Or who said that?
Yes,
Turner
for the
said
customer, you can get away with that.
I'll
When
check.
you work
I'll
as
check,
fleet, you can't.
I'll check it out tomorrow when I got time, and like especially if it's a starting issue or a noise on
Yeah.
startup. It's not happening now. Leave it overnight. I'll start it up in the morning. If it doesn't happen, then we can't do anything about it. But definitely, I want something to happen consistently so I can pinpoint the issue and get on with my day. Initial diagnostic
go.
only tells you what is not the issue. If it takes me hours and hours to figure this out, sorry, that's life. Great Archer. First time retiring from Army. No prior experience in this field other than being a driveway mechanic for the last 7 years. Super motivated to begin this journey. Porch, take in everything you can. Study your fellow technicians. See how they do stuff. See how they figure out stuff. Are you starting at a dealership or are you starting at an independent shop? BFT, what's your background? I know you've worked for Nissan. I know you're at Ford.
No, I'm actually not with Ford anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
okay.
I am I went back to fleet.
Made the smart move.
Wow.
I am a fleet manager, master mechanic, and I'm in charge of 188 vehicles.
Nice.
And
City job or?
I can't tell you on a live stream. I'll tell you
Okay.
later. There's a few people that
has the
know.
privilege of playing on the occasional CAT engine.
No, I work on a bunch of 6.7 diesels. And
None of the Fords that you have are running the cats.
no, 6.7s. F450s.
Oh, so they've all been updated. Newer trucks.
I got a couple box trucks that have the 7.3 in it.
Yeah.
I got some Tahoes,
Early
some
2000s.
Explorers, stuff like that.
So they don't have any of the 650s or 750s coming in on you.
See, y'all start talking about this stuff, and I start like, huh?
Dang, I was hoping you'd post some videos of you working on some 650s, 750s, the big boys.
We have an
No,
850 at the shop, and that's 427. I love that thing. Good old 5-speed, high and low.
I haven't worked on any cats or anything like that since like, man, it's probably like 2012. My family owned a diesel repair shop, and I used to work on 18-wheelers. And we sold that business in 2012. So actually, I think the last 18-wheeler I worked on was a Volvo with a PACCAR in it or something like that. It was a PACCAR engine, not a Volvo.
That would be the Kenworth or
Kenworth,
Peterbilt.
Yeah, Peterbilt. Yeah.
It might have been a
That's
Peter.
the only ones that have pack cars.
That's junk.
Yes,
I don't like
are.
Yeah.
They are a gutless engine.
I think they were Freightliners.
Gutless.
Freightliners is Detroit's.
Imagine if we got some of them UK engines over here in the US, man.
Nope. We don't need those engines in our trucks. That's way too much horsepower for our area. Those things are like 800 horsepower starting off.
They are monsters. Then the trucks are so small and light.
Do you like the cats or you like the Detroits? You like the Kenworth? What's your favorite?
Me
You like the
personally,
ISX?
I like the old ISMs.
John, I sent you a link so we can.
I like the Detroit 60 series.
Yeah.
Those were my main that I'd like working on. I don't mind the X12, but I don't like the update that they did to the X12.
Justin is
where they put
absolutely
the
correct.
fuel heater in and the screen that just gunks up from wrong filters.
I'm
First
all
few years,
about
it's
Detroit and the
insane.
old internationals, the 466s, but I love my Detroits. You'll never
And
take,
remember I worked-
Maximals,
never gonna take Detroit
Oh.
away from me.
I worked on a 60 series. It was in a car hauler back in my family shop, right? And I pulled the injectors out of it, and those things were huge, man.
Yes.
And then I went to go pull the cam out. I was like, man, this thing is stuck. It will not come out. And then I was just having one of those days, man. And my buddy walked by. He was like, "You gonna pull the fuel pump off?" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Don't you love
Good
those
old
times where
days.
you just gotta take?
I
the vehicle
go all the way
real
back
quick?
to the 50s to the 450s, the 671s, the 892s.
Screw
I go back
those.
into the vintage.
No,
Like,
I'm not doing any of those
own
old
two Greyhound
diesels.
buses. So
No, I'm good. Like the mechanical of the 60 series were great. The ISM were great. You know, they were your regular inline sixes. Fine. But the older ones, no.
you
We
got to
don't
set
even
the
have-
rack. Come on.
We don't
what's
even
wrong
have
with the
plates
rack?
in order to take off the top. Screw that.
Oh God, I got tools that make people that own Detroits just drool. Like It's not funny like this, like all the tools, specialized tools that I have literally for the 80 series and the 70 series and like the 90 series. It just blows people mind away. Like
60s was the best for Detroit.
At least your guys' turbos are fairly easy to get to, right?
Yeah. Well, see,
Yeah,
the reason why they
the
went to the
Detroits and the Cummins are actually very easy to get to. Cummins is right on the left-hand side. Detroit's usually on the right-hand side.
Right.
You know what I got to do to get to a turbo?
You got to take off the grill. You got to take
Oh,
off
yeah.
the intake.
I got to take the intake off, the upper and lower intake. I got to remove. I got to drain the coolant. I got to
EGR.
take the fuel bowl out. I got to reach back in the valley. Actually, you can do it without taking EGR off. So,
Oh yeah, the 6.7s you can.
yeah, you gotta break the band clamps with an air hammer through the fender well. Like, it's a pain in the butt, man.
Ouch.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry.
not like the 6.0s, that one stupid bolt that if it strips out while you're trying to break it free, you gotta lift the EGR up out of your way so you can get down in there and pull it by the pedestal.
Yeah,
EGR
EGR is not in the way on this one, but one of the pipes is.
The only thing that's in my way for the Detroits or even the Cummins is that I just got to take off the oil line and coolant line. That's it.
I have a
And then take
different.
the clamps off.
and we don't have to lift the cab to work on our stuff either. So
No,
At
least there's not a cab over. I
Yeah.
hate cab overs. Screw cab overs. Those are the worst things to ever work on.
Yeah, I've worked on one of those in years.
I won't touch
Years.
them. I hate them. Like we got a Hindu. It's one of our sweepers,
yeah,
and that you have to put it's a cab over, and I hate working on that engine.
is it a mechanical lift or is it an auto lift on that one?
Mechanical lift. So you're
used-
using your whole body. Oh my God, I hate the thing.
I used to work on the military base as a contractor, working on the military vehicles, and like the LMTVs and stuff, the upper armor ones. Those are all cab overs, and they're armored, man. They're heavy.
Yep.
No, you
I didn't
ain't,
know
you
that
ain't
they were
suffered
cab
until
over.
you've done an old Ford 600, like a 1979, 1982 Ford 600 cab over on a garbage truck. You have not suffered till you've had to do one of those, and the hinges are seized at the same time.
I'll pass.
Yep. Same here. I'm good.
Sometimes I think the vets are more qualified.
No, it's just that we know what time it takes, and we don't feel like wasting 2.5 days doing that.
No,
Valve cover gasket. Valve cover gaskets are a huge issue or not? On what kind of vehicle? Johnny from Dell BC. How's it a comeback if it was never duplicated? Because you were the last. That's why.
It left the shop and came back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and of course, since he's my cousin, I ended up with the damn vehicle back. Go to locate and what a coincidence!
I've had customers where I turn around and said, if you want to take me out for dinner, just ask me, okay? You don't have to keep bringing me your car. Come on.
Hey, I was listening to you talk about that Titan. You said it kept coming back, right? Like no start, all that stuff.
Yeah, some weird stuff.
It wasn't the variable valve event and lift, was it?
Good.
Does that one have that on there?
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah. That's not a very good design, by the way.
VVTs always sucks, just like the CVT.
I love V-Vel.
Good money though.
I love CVT.
It is, but I hate both of the designs. I like the old and true designs for a reason.
Good money for us though.
I'm not doubting that, and I know
True.
it is because
Well,
I've seen the
that's the thing.
times and everything.
I see everyone complaining about engine. Like I see all these videos on YouTube. God damn engineers, I hate them. Well, these engineers are feeding your pocketbook. You should be thanking them. Thanks for creating this stupid design. Now I'm going to make money.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends, because if you're underneath dealership, you usually lose more money than anything because of the timing on the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1.5 times less than customer pay.
I heard that some states they propose
Illinois.
a law to protect from warranty.
Illinois did that. They were one of the first states to do it. They actually warranty pay is the same as customer pay.
And that I think that should be a standard. Because warranty, you have to do so much extra stuff for.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 70% of customer pay, but we all know.
It's 1.5 times less. Yeah.
I don't know if you were with Nissan with the whole juke timing chain issue.
I think I did one timing chain. I did more transmissions than anything. I don't know why. I wasn't even the transmission guy.
Do you remember the labor time when that recall first came out?
I don't remember it.
I heard it was like 8 hours. When I got
8 hours. That's it.
CP's 12 hours. But then they started finding out that technicians were doing it so quick, they dropped the labor time to like 2.8.
What? Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Yeah. And CP time on that is about 12 hours. I'm sorry. 12 hours.
So I was going to talk to Online Mechanic Tips because I know he's the Dodge guy.
Yeah.
And I worked at Dodge for a little bit. I also worked on police cars, and I got really good at doing those oil coolers. And I got really good. I got really good at doing the camshafts and lifters. And it tells you you're supposed to take the timing cover and everything off.
Oh man.
There's a tool that you can stick in between the phasers, and it just pops right off. The oil cooler I can do in like 45 minutes, if that.
Yeah, he showed a little bit of that, but he tries to keep that on the DL a little bit.
Yeah. What I do, I don't know if it's the same that he does, but I'll take the intake off and all that stuff. And then I will pinch off the coolant hose and then take the hose off. But I'll take like my brake bleeder vacuum and stick it down in there and have it sucking while I unhook everything and then lift out the cooler, and it sucks all the coolant and oil out so it doesn't make a mess.
Wow.
Because I got the line pinched off too. Put the new one in, put the line back on.
Y'all remember that? I want to say Matco came out with it. I'm gonna say Matco because that's where I seen it. But it was like a coolant. It was a tool that you hooked up to the radiator.
It's a vacuum bleed.
It wasn't a bleeder. It was to retain the coolant.
It's a vacuum. It's the vacuum fill is all it is.
Yeah, it's what I have. I can do all three.
You can take a shop vac, put it on the coolant bottle, turn it on. It'll create enough vacuum to actually hold the coolant in the system without dropping out.
While you swap
do the same with the oil.
Yeah, you can pull the thermostat.
Oil plug without a drop of oil falling out using my shop vac.
We do it when we're doing a lot of like thermostats on the Detroits and on the other engines. We'll just literally put our retainer on there, vacuum the heck out of it at 15 pounds, and it'll literally make sure none of it comes out.
Don't do it on 15 pounds on a car. But
no, not on a car.
You
We're
just do it enough.
You'll see
you'll see the coolant start to come up,
and
then you leave it right at that. You can literally take the thermostat out and put a new one in without losing a drop of coolant.
Yeah,
game changer. I thought it was a gimmick.
No, Ford Boss Me actually did it on his channel. He did it on a Fiesta.
We've been using a shop vac since like 1980 something for doing stuff like that.
Wow.
Well, they even show it for BMW when you're doing the oil changes and that. They'll use a vacuum right into where you add the oil just so that you don't have to worry about it. It's almost on all the German cars you can do it with.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
His mind's blown. Look at him.
You can tell.
Yeah, that just doesn't.
You do this for so long, you learn tricks, man.
Huh?
Don't try it on our Chevy. So I'm telling you that, Fluffy, right now. Do not try it on the Chevy. It does not work because of how Chevy made all their oil.
When I first saw that tool come out, I was like, "There's no way. It's a gimmick." I thought it was a gimmick.
It's technically a vacuum fill. You hook it up to the coolant bottle or to the radiator, and it pulls the vacuum. It pulls all the air out, and then you flip the switch the other way, and it sucks the coolant and puts it into the system. But if you just use it on the vacuum portion, it'll suspend the liquid so you can change out the part.
That is amazing. I'm gonna try that.
I do the same trick for oil change. I can change an oil filter on almost any vehicle using the same thing. Because on some of the vehicles, like the seal on the oil filters is bad, but it's brand new oil in that thing. But they buggered up the seal. Whoever did the oil change last, so you got to pull it off, and you don't want to lose all that oil or drop it. You just hook up the shop back to it and
Mhm.
let it go.
Like I said, it's a little harder on some of the Chevy. So, like my S10, you can't do it with. I tried.
Yeah. Benjamin, yes, you're right. That DCA 8000 takes forever to test a battery.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump through the comments real quick, guys. We're about 30 minutes behind. I get it. I was a tech for years. 90% of customers do not understand cars. They put gas in it and drive. Sometimes all the info they give is
What they know.
all the info they give you is all they know.
Sometimes I don't even put gas in them. Like,
Oh man!
Sometimes they don't put oil
My
in
car
them
won't
either.
start. It don't have no gas in it. Like what?
there's a little needle that tells you when it's empty, if it's working.
But there's
It
also a
starts
warning
when
sound
it
that
starts
comes on
sputtering.
too. Like you hear a ping, bing, 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 bing. You'll see a flashlight come on. Like
Or they got a.
That's
Nobody
why I like
pays
my old
attention.
truck. It's
I
got at
feel
least
like
the oil
every
pressure.
goes off.
no,
The best thing is
there's
the
always
service
that
advisor
kind of
took shots
special
of
in
the
this
power
world, and
user.
we'll never fix that kind of special.
Mid Atlantic, you're absolutely correct. But sometimes the
No.
advisors don't even know how to do that.
No,
All they're there for is to write up a car and collect the customer's money. Time is money. This ain't no community service. Correct.
unless you're doing it for yourself.
At
What I
least-
was laughing at in the comments was you thought Chris's picture was a sunset.
Oh, dude. For the longest time, and he's been on the channel. He's came into the streams for
It's a steak or something like that.
yeah. I don't know whose channel he was, and this was within the past week. I'm like, oh, I know who that is, and I'm like, that's a fucking that's a grill. Like, this
He'll
whole
call
time
me
I
here in a
thought-
minute. Like, he'll call me here in a minute. I guarantee it.
I thought it was a freaking sunset, man. It looks like it. At least half hour for no problem found. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
But now does the shop need to make money on that? I don't think so. But the technician at least needs to get paid.
Even if they don't charge the customer for it, the shop should still write in time for you. You know, they should, internally pay you for that.
I
We get
agree on
1 hour for us.
that. Y'all get 1 hour.
Yeah, we get 1 hour. I mean, it can take longer, and we've had 2 actually that we had to. One of them we had to get one of the service advisors to just drive it because I knew it was a bad gas issue. I told him it was, but of course we had to duplicate it. So we had to send the service advisor out because it just, I didn't have the time. And so he went out, took it out on the highway, ran it for a while until it finally popped up. And sure enough, again, we looked at the freeze frame and went through the data and found that, there was gas. We put some gas in it. Problem solved. And then the other was the Challenger. It turned out to be the owner's daughter. She went and got some tires put on, and she started getting a noise, and that shop couldn't figure out what the heck the noise was. So we ended up with it. Well, rather than have one mechanic who was struggling to figure it out, spend hours, we actually got I think it was 3 or 4 mechanics. It was 3 mechanics and the owner. They all just jumped on it, started looking at it.
That's mommy's.
It turned out it was the carrier bearing, and on the Challengers.
Yours
you
is in
can't
there.
see it.
Yours is in that yellow. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. So, the carrier bearings are up on top of the exhaust and there's a heat shield, so you can't see it. There's no way. But when you have enough eyes looking at it, it may seem like a waste of money, but instead of one mechanic spending days trying to figure that out, they all got together, got it up on the lift. Each one was able to do something, and boom, the problem was solved quick. And now I'm making a coat rack out of a drive shaft.
That's what we call a doctor all come. When you hear that on the radio, all the doctors come.
How's it going,
Doctor
buddy?
all come.
What's going on, guys?
Guys, I got to cut it short. My phone is dying, and I got to get back in the house. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yes, sir.
Is that
Anytime.
bearded
man.
Ford Tech
I'm
there?
talking to you guys.
Good talking to
Do
you,
what?
bro. Thank
I
you.
said, is that there bearded Ford Tech?
That's me.
What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Not much.
Yeah, hit me up. I gotta hop off here though. So just get
All
up
right,
with me. All right.
All right.
Later.
Have a great night, guys. See you on your videos.
All right, later.
Well,
What's
what
up,
I missed?
Lakes? So we're still lingering around this topic. What you got for us
I what did I miss? What we talking about?
on getting paid on could not duplicate issues, overspending time?
It's hard to get paid for stuff like that, but you know, I've come to the point of I mean, I'll go over a half an hour. You know, you're getting your hour diag, at least at my shop, you know. Even if you can't find nothing, you know, you're getting your hour diag.
Okay.
And if I have to if I'm a half hour over something, I don't really say nothing about it. But, you know, used to I would be real bad about going 2 hours and then be like, all right, you know, if they want it found or if they want, you know, I gotta need some more time approved. But now I'm because I'm doing all diagnosis and not near as much work, I have to be careful how much I go over on every one because that, you know, so I the last month I have been more, I have been better about cutting it off quicker and saying, hey, if you really want this found, you know, this stupid little squeak that don't matter about nothing or whatever it is, you know, I need some more time approved.
Yeah. So y'all still charge the customer though, right? The customer.
That's up to the boss man. You know, I'm getting paid. I know that, but that's up to them per situation. You know, but now definitely with all the warranty stuff, of course, guaranteed they're getting charged. You know, sometimes I have heard that he's like, you know, we can't find it. Just don't worry about it. You know, but.
There's sometimes if I spend 30 minutes on something and I can't find it, look, I'm pushing this out. Let the customer know they can come pick it up. Because we at my shop we don't charge the customer if we can't find an issue.
Yeah. Well, what about like warranty stuff, you know?
Let me ask you guys this. What if it was your own vehicle that you had something that was a legitimate rattle or a legitimate whine, but it wasn't all the time? And you took it in to get it repaired, they charge you for something, it comes back and you still have the same problem. Would you want them to just say, well, I got 30 minutes and that's it, you're on your own? Or
how often is this happening though? I'm only taking my vehicle in if it's a consistent issue that it's not intermittent.
And once you charge them, you're kind of married to it, you know, until you do figure it out.
I mean, see, and I agree with that. That's one thing that I feel like that, you know, if, you know, you got into it, you did some repairs. Like I had one just the other day that, you know, it came in, major misfiring. They said, okay, you know, AutoZone said cylinder 5 misfire. So yeah, I looked at it and the code said cylinder 5, but when I hooked it up, cylinder 6 was just not firing at all. So I went and looked through it and found out that, you know, I had a bad spark plug on one of them and a bad coil on the other. And I told them, hey, we should do a set of coils and we should do a set of plugs. And it needed a bunch of other work too. Well, they didn't have money. So they just said, well, we want, you know, one coil and put a set of plugs in it.
You know, and customers don't realize that just by, they're going to spend a good chunk initially. Right, but they're paying one labor fee.
We see it at that, but you know, I've been on the side of, you know, when you don't have the money, you don't have the money. I mean, as much as it, you know, as much as it would be nice to just get it all done in one shot, but if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. And like this lady, you know, we sent her off, and she came back with the misfiring again. And so I'm like, well, crap. So I hook it up
with labor.
What's that?
Do you help her out on labor? Maybe charge her half, or are you still charging whatever?
So, you know, on the initial, I mean, we worked with her because I mean, it was an easy find, easy, diag. I mean, it wasn't much of nothing. We got it as cheap as we could.
Mhm.
On the comeback, though, she brings it back and it's misfiring again. Now I look at it, cylinder 4. So I move the coil just to make sure, and sure enough, it moves again. And I'm like, okay, so it's a bad coil. But when I unscrewed the coil fired just fine. When I tightened it up, it quit. So
Okay.
it was,
So have you ever seen coils fire, but they're grounding out before
Yes.
making it to the spark plug?
yes, and actually one of the ones that had the spark plug was bad on, it was forcing it to do that. It was big old arc mark right through the boot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Gotta be careful with those. We may think the coil, yes, it's good, but the boot itself is leaking.
Yeah.
That's why
well,
if you put your finger there, you usually can feel them.
If
See,
you've seen that,
on that subject, to give you an example,
I've done it.
yesterday I had a Chevy 1500 that had multiple misfire codes, and I literally outright told the customer right up hand. I turned around and said, "We've got injector failures, we've got coil failures. There could be spark plug failures, but there could also be a PCM issue on here. What do you want me to do on this thing? Do the injectors? Go through the coils, because if I do the coils, I'm pulling each coil out, testing each coil. You're going to pay for the time with that. Same with the injectors. I'm going to test it because this thing had multiple misfires on all cylinders repetitively, and I can diagnose off the wiring harness and go back to the PCM and that. And the customer said injectors. I said, okay, I'm going to do the injectors, but there's no guarantee this is going to fix the problem. And I turned around and said, what? Like literally, what do you want? Do you want me to do it all? This is how much it's going to be. But I said, if this doesn't fix it, you're still going to be paying me more for it. I'm not giving you a discount because it didn't fix it. Because I told you upright. I always tell the customers right up front, like this is what I found, and it is either the problem or part of the problem. If I do this and I give you the car back, it leaves the shop and it was running fine, comes back to me, then that means that there were more underlying problems. I'm not giving you a discount or a refund because the work's already been done, parts been replaced, and one issue's been fixed. But that's the thing, is a lot of service writers don't clarify that to customers. They say, okay, it's done, it's fixed. Oh, have a nice day. Like that's why the mechanic.
The issue that I had though was, it had a coil misfire, and it left running perfectly fine, and then it had another coil misfire again, and so this wasn't something of, well, now it was this or now it was something else. It was the exact same thing that it had. So yes, it was a legitimate comeback, but the problem was now we're at a point of, well, now it's another coil, and they were like, well, why didn't you find it the first time?
Because it was a little bad.
It wasn't
rather than in our case, the coils were cheap enough. It wasn't worth the argument of, well, hey, it's going to be another hour late or half hour labor or whatever, and a $37 coil. I mean, the boss was just like, you know what, we're just going to eat it. Don't and we're going to give it to the customer as well, it was, yes, it was a warranty issue. So we just filed it under warranty. And I told him, well, I'm cool with the labor because, it took me, we have, test coils. So it took me minutes to just, check that coil, pulled the screw, saw that it came right up. That's the best part about when you're looking at live data.
What kind of vehicle was this?
It was a Mazda Tribute. A 2004 Mazda Tribute.
4-cylinder?
Yeah.
So what? Let me.
No, actually, it was the V6 Duratec.
What if you had to pull the intake?
Actually, we did. So originally, that was the V6 Duratec, and I did have to pull the intake to do the plugs. So what I did was, when I pulled that intake on the initial repair, I made sure I put the best of everything on the back. Yeah. And that little Chinesium coil they had purchased, I put it on the front, so just in case it failed, it would fail on the front. And I'm glad I did that, because that coil that they bought and replaced at some point was the coil that was giving it problems, and I had put it on the front.
So do y'all ever go OEM when it comes to?
Yep, I do. I go with AC
So-
Delco no matter what.
I feel coils are one of those things that you should go OEM.
Now,
Anything
like,
electronic, OEM always.
you know, it's a lot of the stuff that people say, well, you have to go OEM. Well, a lot of the time OEM is still using Denso. They just rebrand it.
Because I'll
And
tell you one
so-
thing, being with Nissan, you put any electronic on there that's not OEM. it's not
Nissan
happening.
hates
People
anything
don't-
that's not their own.
People don't
Same
realize
Ford.
how
Same Ford.
important Ford is to stick with Motorcraft. Their ignition
them too.
systems run on a certain resistance, and there's really high energy coils. So if you don't use Motorcraft plugs, that resistance is off, and those coils can arc to the block. You can burn up the coils themselves. You can cause all kinds of damage.
Yeah.
You've got to
do.
have the Motorcraft stuff with
Yeah.
their engine, just like the fuel pumps. They don't have a lot of fuel pressure regulators on their vehicles, and if those fuel pumps are slightly high or slightly low,
Oh,
it screws everything up. You've got to have Motorcraft when it comes to Ford. It's just the way it is. And I put that in my notes, and even on this Mazda Tribute, when I sent it in, I said, needs a set of spark plugs, recommend Motorcraft spark plugs, and replacing the coil. And that one, I mean, it already had Chinesium coils, and the coils that were on it were not Motorcraft. They actually were Denso from the manufacturer. So putting a Denso on it was the same as putting an OEM.
Yeah.
So, that part I didn't argue with. And when it came back, they were identical, other than it just said Denso, but even the markings on it were identical to OEM. So I just look at the O2 sensors.
That's using a brand. That's using a brand name. But
Puppies.
there's a lot of aftermarket out there that aren't
But
brand.
Denso's
name.
actually from Mazda. That's why.
Exactly.
What's going on, Sergio?
not much, man.
So how does this? How will this apply to your field? You
Oh, no,
a
we get
service
paid for
fee.
every hour we work. We charge them.
Y'all charge them.
Yeah,
Plain and
they
simple.
definitely do.
Doesn't matter if it
That's
takes me an hour or all day to figure it out. They get paid for however long I'm there, or
But
they
if you-
charge them for however long I'm there.
If you can't find anything wrong, they're saying this is wrong, but when you check it, everything checks
I've
out.
had that happen.
You're still charging.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I
Sergio's got to get in his truck. He's got to drive all the way out
So-
there. He's got
Yeah,
to.
that happened. That happened to me like
ladders.
like a couple months ago. Is they're like, oh, these fans are making noise every once in a while. All right, go there. Well, they weren't making noise when I got there. I'm like, well, I need a scissor lift, so I had to come back with a scissor lift.
Yeah.
And I spent another couple hours there. They paid the bill.
So why is it? I'm gonna ask y'all this. Why is it that technicians, mechanics, don't get the same treatment as
every other field.
And
What are you
Because
talking
they
about? Everybody
charge
thinks
people
we're trying to
exactly the
scam
same.
people out of stuff.
What's that?
Everybody thinks, oh, we're just scamming people. We're just making stuff up because nobody can see what we're working on.
YouTube. It's all because of YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube and social media. Oh, this mechanic. Scotty. Blame Scotty. It's all his
Blame
fault.
Scotty Kilmore.
I start off at $40 an hour, and then when it goes over the hour, then I charge 80.
There you go.
That's what I do at home.
Now I am guilty of side jobs. If I'm charging a trip fee. The trip fee is going to be what I charge.
No, they come to my place. I don't go to somebody else's.
Well, I know, like our company
Travel
charges a trip fee or I forgot what they
A
call
fuel
it. It's like
surcharge.
yeah, well, it's like a truck charge, kind of. It's like $80 just to show up.
Yeah.
And then
I do that mobile. That's how my mobile is. I
and then plus whatever our hourly rate for that customer is.
Also, y'all have different rates depending on the.
Yeah, if they're contract or non-contract, or some customers, they what's it called? They negotiate a better rate.
Like if they have a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do that too.
yeah.
Those Dutch grocers. I know. I ain't been home.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blast through the comments real quick.
Yep.
And then let me get through some. All right. Dealership game has changed. Been with Honda 21 years, and there is no money to make cars anymore, in my opinion. Yes and no. There is still plenty of money to be made out there. It's just we need customers to start fixing their vehicles. If I do give back the Snap-on, I will be getting the Diesel laptop. Oh, we're on highway. Damn, that's steep. Need someone to join. Yes, I'll come. Glad I could catch you streaming. Love the videos and working.
Bubs.
Benji, thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate it. Two-Tone Tony. That's a good thought, but customers won't do that. Won't do what? What are we? I was so far behind. Every single person says, I need my car. It's all I have, and I don't want to wait for. Yes, we deal with that on a daily basis.
Oh yeah.
They want it figured out now, and don't understand that there are only so many technicians in the shop, and if everybody's on a big job, I'm sorry, that car has to wait.
That's why I got
if
that
customer
sticker.
really wants their car fixed or figured out, they will let it sit and wait. That way they can, because you don't want to rush a diagnosis either.
No.
A rush diagnosis is going to end up with a comeback.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. All it takes is one simple mistake, one simple wire. You go to check a wire and it's actually the wrong wire, wrong placement, and then you're chasing a whole different issue than what you actually have.
know why I take my time.
Yes, but we can only take so much time. So that's we got to balance efficiency and time. We got to find. That's for us to learn on our own, though.
Yeah,
that's where we learn about ourselves. How fast can I get it done efficiently?
Well, I don't sit there and try to take my too much time, but I make sure I take the right amount of time, and I'm still way ahead of, what I'm supposed to be getting paid for. Like, 11.8 hour job, I still get done in 8 hours. But, I'm still one bolt at a time. I'm torquing it. I'm making sure it's got thread lock or whatever. The head bolts, I'm making sure the head bolts are oiled before they go in. So when they're torqued and stretched, the torque is stretched correctly, regardless if it's a POS, that everybody thinks is going to last 20 miles. I know that those head bolts, the head gaskets are not going to leak. And what my work did is not going to be the failure point, and it's not going to come back.
Still got to take pride in your work and do a good job no matter what shape the vehicle's in.
Sergio, how'd you get your what's going on with this? Because I see this issue a lot.
I don't know. I think it's because I don't use it all the time. So
I've heard using lead. What is it? Is it ethanol free? Ethanol
so 93 or 91?
No,
non-ethanol.
Premium, always premium in a lawnmower.
That's what 91 or
say.
93 is.
Oh, nobody's ever told me
that. I don't know if y'all have this out there. It's ethanol free fuel.
Yeah. 91 or 93, not unleaded.
I don't know if we do. I don't know.
93.
We also have jet fuel.
For 1 or 4 stroke. Are you adding oil to your fuel, or are you adding no oil to your fuel?
No oil.
Oh no, it's got a separate oil thing.
Yeah.
So it's 4 stroke.
Yeah.
So then
that rounds out that issue. That rounds out that issue. Now,
we have every type of gas
you
here.
have to prime it?
No, actually, no. You don't have to prime it.
You don't have to prime it. No.
No.
So then it's gonna.
It's definitely not a 2.
So what I do, Sergio, is I get carb cleaner.
Yeah, no, that's what I
run it
did.
off of that carb cleaner for a little bit.
Oh, really?
It usually freeze it up.
No, it wasn't. It's the little on. I don't know if you've ever seen like these Briggs and Stratton carbs, but they got like a little
tab.
They have like a cartridge inside of it. I think I guess that's where the fuel goes through. But like the main orifice it's like this little brass orifice, and it always gets clogged, and it almost
It's a little
looks like
jet.
it almost looks like the brass itself is like corroding because it kind of looks like
Mhm.
brass flakes in there. They're like green copperish flakes.
Yep.
It might be
that-
from the
Either
fuel.
that or your gas tank is flaking on the inside. The coating on the inside
It's
is breaking off
plastic.
and going in. Is it plastic?
Yeah, it's all plastic.
It's a newer mower, right?
I think I got it in like 2019.
It's a newer mower.
That's
I've
new.
been seeing that with
Yeah.
new mowers.
And then I read like, oh,
don't
you
know
got to
why.
drill out the orifice a little more so it doesn't get clogged. So I did that the last time I took it apart.
And it works.
Well, it worked until this next time it clogged, and that was like a year
You're running
and a half ago that I opened it up. So
Wow. All right, moving on. Whoa, what is this? Face orange,
the
biting
heck?
nails, covering on what the?
Yeah.
oh, they're like
Break
little
down and
emojis.
get yourself one of those electric ones. Save yourself. the
Ah,
grief.
no, we're staying away from electric, Turner. Come on. No EV.
No, I just
no
prefer
EM.
yeah. It
Wish
spits
my
black
company
smoke.
would
That's good
understand
enough for
that.
me.
Same
Go
here,
to
Greg.
garage sales, find an old green lawn boy. That thing will
Yeah,
never
we
die
talked about
on you. It will
that.
last forever.
I mean, it's not hard to take it apart. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah,
Bad shepherd.
lawn boy, you'll never have to take it apart. Even if it's eating oil and broken, it will still run.
Well, it's funny because like a while ago, my dad actually took it to have it like one of the lawnmower shops work, clean it out, and he paid like $100. I'm like, dude, I only paid like 150 for that mower.
We charge $70 just to hook up scanner before labor, which I'm sure Shep is over there with CP right now. But Shep, if you are in here, good. Y'all need to be charging, especially if you're
Charge
mobile.
more than that.
Has a customer ever blamed something that was already broken on you? Yes. So before I even touch anything, if I see it's broken, scratched, dented, whatever, I'm taking pictures. I've been burnt by that before, and I've had to cover stuff that wasn't my fault.
That's why our DVI, we have a walk up where we're supposed to do a video as we walk up to the vehicle, and we got to take pictures of everything before we ever even get in it. So there's no chance of them saying, oh, well, that door ding wasn't there before you had it, or whatever. I mean, we have everything.
Yeah, we do that on Write Up. So and I wish I know. Okay, so I've experienced taking my vehicle to GM. They start the vehicle and they take a picture of the cluster to make sure whatever warning lights are on the dash.
Yep.
We don't do that, and I've told them like, look, y'all need to start taking pictures of this stuff, because if they're blaming us for an airbag light, I don't remember if that light was on. They didn't come in with that concern. They weren't worried about it. And then
We actually just
dude,
just
I
started
worked
a
on the
thing like
engine. I
that.
didn't work on the airbag system. I checked the AC. I didn't touch a sensor.
Oh, we do it for the mileage. We do it for, anything that's on the dash has to be checked right then and there. And
it's a good
we
practice.
go through the whole night. You should see how big of a list we have to go through of everything, and we do video and picture from beginning to end, so there's no question of any of it, and we have proof. It also helps because the customer sees what we write down. They actually have a portal access, so they can see the pictures of what's going on with their car, where we're at with it. We have a board that there's a monitor up on the wall, and it says what the vehicles are, the status of them. Are they being repaired? Are they on hold for parts?
See, it sounds like you work at a pretty sophisticated shop.
Yeah.
John. Like this ain't just some independent. It sounds like they got some money into this place.
They
Okay,
do.
we have to ask the question,
do.
Fluffy. Do you change your own paper towels?
Nope. They have a different company do that.
I knew it.
We have a company.
Okay, so we got one person that does all that stuff with the soap and stuff. He can't always be there. There's a lot of people that will not take the self-initiative. They know where the paper towels are. They know where the toilet paper is. How hard is it just to open the lid and stock it? They will literally leave these things I can't stand it. I hate my hands being wet. Like if I wash my hands, no fucking paper towels. All right, I grab the paper towel, I put them in.
Exactly.
Drivers do the same
It's
thing on me.
not hard. And then I was gonna Turner, I got this for you, okay? I was gonna make a fucking video, right? So I pull this car out.
Please comment about the shop he worked in. I'm never gonna let that one go because that's a pampered shop, man. Like I don't even sweep the floor. The guy comes and empties out my oil stuff, and
no, we empty our own oil bucket and we throw away our own oil filters.
God, man, that was
he don't have to mop our stalls, but if he's bored, he'll do it. Like our stall can be clean and he'll still do it. So I had oil and coolant and brake fluid all in my stall, right? I pull it out, I go do an alignment, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fucking make this video, right? I'm gonna make this video, I'm gonna show them, you know. I mop my own stall. I come back and I see this dude halfway done mopping. I'm like, Ray, what are you doing? Oh man, I'm bored. I'm like, dude, I was gonna make a video. Oh shit.
Tell him to put all the dirt back.
You should have just said, here, take the camera and hand me the mop.
I went and bought him a soda. I'm like, thank you, bro. You know,
God.
You didn't have to, but yeah, I was gonna have fun with it.
Hey, real quick.
I'm telling you, that's
You
a
should
luxury.
be going to night, baby.
Like I'd love to
Get
work
some
in a shop
sleep.
where all I had to do is
Well,
just do the work and nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm out of paper towel. Hey,
Get some
yo,
sleep.
There's shops where they get their parts brought to them. No, we have to go fucking get them ourselves.
Drive the car in for you.
Oh, that we actually do. We get our parts usually brought to us, but
Not us. Hey, Fluffy, your parts are on the back corner. Bring a big old box and a dolly.
They bring them to us.
What?
Our
Really?
parts come to our stalls, and
Oh my
we don't
God.
have to go pick them up. I mean, we got somebody that
I
does
got
our
parts.
He's working at that Malibu Motors place, I tell you.
Hey,
Trouble codes do not equate part numbers. Very true, Gary. Unless it's a judder code on the transmission for a Nissan, then that is definitely a new transmission. Shopcat, how you doing? Shopcat, how you doing, bro? Hey, Shopcat. Oh, but Gary, if you get a 420, you can pour kind of what? Nah.
nah.
Hey, Shop Kitty. Then tell them let AutoZone fix it. I mean, it's simple. You brought it here for a reason. So you either
they don't
want
even know
replace-
the parts that they're talking about. Why would I want them to touch my vehicle?
That
I don't know if y'all remember.
Their scanners are so wrong.
I did a short.
Like you
where
said, the
this customer-
Innova was the only scanner that I bought from there, and it actually is a decent scanner.
this-
But the scanner that they use is a $10 scanner you can get literally from any place, and it doesn't tell you nothing.
I got this kicks.
Do you know why Innova's good? Because it's made by Bosch.
Uh-huh.
I got this car brought to
It
me.
just doesn't update.
They brought me a mass airflow from AutoZone, a $270 mass airflow sensor.
Ouch.
Okay, from AutoZone. 'Cause
Ouch.
AutoZone said it needs a mass airflow. I know
Been
this
there, done
vehicle. I told the advisor, this ain't gonna fix it. It needs a throttle body. Oh no, the customer just wants to do the mass airflow. We're gonna charge them, put it on, do a program, do an idle relearn. No, okay, it's gonna come back. I put
What
that mass
type of
airflow
throttle
on.
body?
I couldn't even drive the car.
Oof.
I could not drive it. It was driving worse than it came in. Not on me. I told y'all. They brought it back. Oh, we just want the idle relearned. That's not
That's why
gonna
I'm
fix
glad we
it.
don't have AutoZone up here. Because I'd be doing well if they're mechanics and they know what they're doing, and well, that code tells them it's this. Well, then tell them to fix it.
I
Three
trust
times.
Napa more than I do AutoZone
times.
and O'Reilly's.
Last month they
Napa
brought the
will
vehicle
tell you
back.
what code is. They won't tell you what needs to be fixed.
Last month they
Mhm.
brought the vehicle back finally and said, "Okay, we're ready for the throttle body."
Too late, too gone.
And then did they have to buy another mass airflow sensor too?
Yes, I charged them
Yep.
for another fucking ass mass
Yeah.
airflow.
Nope.
Serves
I
them
said,
right.
have
"Okay, I'll
to.
do the throttle body, but that mass airflow needs to be replaced too."
Yeah.
I made a video on it. I don't know if I edited it.
Yeah, I remember the video.
Right? Where I
Yeah,
finally
see,
put the throttle body on it and the mass airflow.
Yep,
See,
I watched
at
it.
home,
Ooh.
what I do with my
What's up,
personal one,
CP?
I'll
Oh,
clean
CP's
out
a
the
bigger
whole
DJ.
throttle body, clean out the back, everything, take it off, and then with the mass airflow
Oh
sensor,
my bad. That's
actually I
CJ.
clean that
Oh,
out too
I
with
was
the
like-
screen,
CJ.
and then I plug them back in.
I could have sworn CP
That's
is
it.
live right now.
My
See,
bad.
He went live late,
unfortunately, life's life's not like Havoc. You can just watch YouTube and know how to fix it off the bat.
Oh, this
Sometimes-
time's great.
I figured stuff out with
I'm just bugging
looking
you.
it up on YouTube.
I'm bugging you.
This is great. Look at CP's title
Yeah.
of his live.
What the, what the,
Identify as bacon.
Yeah, salty fun. He's part of my Stop the BS in the community group right now.
Uh,
Yeah, I gotta
What's
ask
your
you.
video that you posted,
Are
Sarah?
you gonna get that
Forget and
Corvette?
wait,
forgive.
whoa,
Forget
wait,
and
what?
forgive and move forward.
Hold on. What'd you say, John?
Oh, I was like, I wanted to know. Are you gonna get that Corvette?
Who?
Wasn't that a Corvette that you got in? When you had a video of you
yeah,
getting in
what
it.
was that?
Who?
The car he
Oh,
was
that was
getting
a
down in.
Miata. It was a
Miata.
Miata.
Oh,
The one
I
that
just
I did.
worked on a Miata.
Man, fuck that thing.
I
Miatas
worked
are
on a
fun.
Miata for a while.
One
for
of the
like a
guys-
week.
That was his rental to go to training.
Nice.
I was like,
Really?
okay, that's cool. I handed my cousin the phone. I said, record me. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get in this damn thing.
What year was it?
Like
It was a newer one, wasn't it?
21.
Yeah.
Dang.
I had a nice car, but man, my legs wouldn't let me get in that. My knees would be jammed into the dash. Steering wheel would have to come off, and I
That
wouldn't
thing
be able to
was
get
so-
out.
That
Bro,
thing
I'm
was
like-
so-
5'11". I would be able to get in one.
All
I
right,
have
guys.
no problems.
All right, hold on. Y'all know every time somebody new comes in the chat or in the stream,
Quick wrench.
quick wrench. Topic: no issue found fees. Could not duplicate fees. Should a technician get paid even though we can't find an issue? We checked everything. We did everything we can. Vehicle's not acting up at the moment. Are you charging Are you charging the customer, or are you just letting it go and
Well, that all
good luck
depends
next time?
who the customer is. If you're like a really, really good customer of ours,
Never seen the vehicle.
never seen the vehicle, yeah, I'm charging you.
You're charging?
I don't know. I think you
Charging is
as a
something
tech
for my
should get
time
paid
that for
regardless.
what I did do, when I did check, and it's not my problem. I can't duplicate it. It only happens once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring it to me on that day that it happens.
correct. Now, there's times where I'll be like, let's say if it's a startup issue, it didn't happen right now. I'll check it tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, you could take your car. It don't take me but a minute to start up your vehicle.
Yeah, I won't
I'll
charge
let
for
that
that.
fly.
If it continues to start, something like that, no, I won't charge them.
Yeah, I'll let that fly. I guess it just depends on the situation. The more I think about it, it depends on the situation. And you brought up a good point too. Is it a loyal customer, or is it a customer that only comes for your diag?
Well, if it's something that's very intermittent and the customer is very, very patient and they're willing to leave the car with me until I can get that damn thing to fail, I
Right.
appreciate that more than anything.
Yeah, give me some time.
You know, don't
I'll-
don't be sitting in my waiting room and sit there and say, "Oh, it only happens once in a great while," or like every 30 starts, or every 3 days. Well, you're sitting here waiting. I can't give you an answer on something that happens every 3 days or once every 3 days, and you're sitting there waiting, expecting an answer in 15 minutes. I'm not, unless there's something that tosses up a code set, something that leads me in a direction.
And this guy read my mind.
There's no sign of a failure. I mean, you're asking me to pull some shit up my ass at that point.
Yeah,
I was
give
about
me a
to
full
send
tank
CP
of
the
gas,
link, and
keys,
he
and I'll drive
messaged
it around for a week.
And they can't even tell me. Half of them can't even tell me. Does it click? Well, I turn the key, nothing happens. Do you hear a click? Well, I wasn't listening for a click. Well, then you heard a click, 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 click. I probably lean towards a starter issue. But
So what drove me to this topic was I told them earlier, I got an AC concern. Customer states AC not working properly. Turns on and off by itself. What's turning on and off? The blower? Is it not blowing cold? Is the display, is the AC switch, the panel turning on and off? What am I looking for? because I drove it. Nothing happened. Everything was working fine. I talked to the customer on the phone. I go, so what's going on? Oh, the AC is turning on and off. Okay, cool. What exactly is happening? Is the blower stop? Is it not blowing air through the vents? No, the blower stays on. Okay. Is your panel turning off? No, the panel stays on. Is it not blowing cold? No, it just turns on, off, and then it turns back on. But the blower
Normal.
stays on and everything stays set up. I'm like,
It's supposed to do that.
Does it
That
have
cycle.
the
That's
engine
when you just-
on and
that's
off?
when
see,
you
I
at
don't
the
just
know if
stop?
it
keys
was a
over your head
cycling
and you
issue
go
or
to
not.
lunch.
Huh?
That's when you just toss the keys and the work order over your head and you go to lunch.
Yeah, like
Well, I took it a step further because it's an intermittent issue. Pulled the panel off just real quick. It took a couple seconds. Wiggle the connector, nothing happened. Go underneath the dash, got to the AC auto amp. It was just a kick panel I took off. Wiggle the connectors real quick, nothing happened. Get it out of here. I wrote it
Well,
up for other repairs and they declined it. Everything.
I have an interesting one at the shop right now.
What's up, Frank?
I'm actually thinking about it right now
Oh,
because I had to leave. But
I hate those.
I called the customer and I said, "What's going on with your vehicle?" It was written up as it crank knows it doesn't crank, it doesn't start. I went out to the car, started right up, no dash lights on. I'm like, well, what the hell? So I brought it in and tried it a few times, and this thing's starting up. So I called the customer and I asked him, what actually happens with your vehicle? He goes, all I can tell you, after about 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes, he goes, all of a sudden, every light on the dash will light up. Every light, he's telling me. The battery light, the engine light, ABS light, the track light, you name it. It lights up. He says, my temp gauge goes to cold. I'm trying to remember. I don't think he told me. I think he said the speedo stops.
BCM.
Man, that sounds familiar.
PCM.
And I said the RPM goes to
PCM.
nothing. It's on a Ford. It's on a Ford Edge.
Oh, it's a PCM.
And when
I
it
can get one of those.
and when it, he said it
Oh,
stays
yeah.
running. It stays running, and I drive it home. But if I shut it off, it won't restart. But if you let it sit for an hour or half hour, I go out to it, and he says it starts right up. I'm like,
It's gonna,
okay,
it's,
thank you. I said, what happens when it won't start? Does anything happen? It's nothing. No crank, no nothing. Like, thank you.
Sir, you got some
that's a
beautiful
PCM
eyes.
or PCM ground issue.
Jesus.
I figured it was there. Well, I did go this far before I got it. I did get it to fail, but I also wanted to get the hell out of the shop because I was hungry. We were closed already.
Now,
I
Hey,
did get it to fail, and I can
thank
tell you
you.
this much: I had like 0.06 volts on the CAN bus,
okay,
and
Huh?
I had
You had what?
118 ohms.
You had
Point
what?
0.06 volts.
Yeah, like a 0.06 volts.
Could be a ground on the Ford PCM.
But I had
or the-
118 ohms going across it, so I figured
Ooh.
I lose it. I figure it's one of the two units,
Terminating.
one of the two modules that have
Huh?
Terminating resistor.
It was
I
shorted out.
believe it's either in the instrument panel on a Ford. My wiring diagram don't show me. I know one's in the PCM, the other one's probably in the instrument cluster.
Can you check
Gotta
your
be one
own?
of those two that are shorting the ground and screwing shit up.
I had
And
the
when it happens,
exact-
there's no comm with the car, no communication with the car.
That is crazy.
You let it cool down, and the communication comes
PCM.
back. I found
Hey.
that much.
Isn't it amazing how much we
I
can
figured it's
tell
either
on a
PCM,
vehicle?
a background, or it's instrument cluster. It's one of the three.
Well, the reason why we say PCM is because of what you say that all the lights on the dash show.
Okay,
That's
so
the
I'm
only
gonna
reason why it comes to my mind right away. Because if
I'm
it was
gonna-
Chevy, it would
I'm gonna
be
say
a
something a
BCM,
little bit
body
different.
control module.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something different because what he
Wow.
had, I actually had in my shop, almost identical, and it was also on an edge. And it turned out that the motor mount was loose on, or was bad on it. The engine was shifting, and it actually caused the wire on the alternator to come loose, and it caused the ground on the battery to come loose. So all it was just tightening up the main lead on the alternator and tightening up the ground on the battery.
Okay.
That was it. But it had the dash lights would come on.
That
It was
makes sense
intermittent, and the
also.
thing about the intermittent part, it was because depending on
For
how
the
the
raising
motor
and
was
lowering.
shaking, would either make it connect or make it disconnect.
It's not intermittent. It's dead on roughly about 30 minutes of runtime.
I would
Sit there
check the
idle.
alternator.
Just sitting there idle in the bay.
Right.
What
I
I
would
want to
check
test
the
tomorrow
alternator
is
for
what
bad
I want
voltage
to test
right
tomorrow
there.
is see if it has to be running, or if I can just leave the key on. If I can just leave the key on, engine not running, keep a maintainer on it, key on, engine not running, and see if it goes in the same mode after about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. You're gonna
I'm
have
thinking
to
it-
keep us infoed on that. Because, like
I'm
I said,
losing
for
one of the
me, it would have
terminating
been.
resistors,
I would have
though.
thought PCM.
I'm losing one of the resistors, and I looking at the wiring diagram. They usually have one in the beginning and one at the end. The PCM's at the end, so that one of the terminating resistors in the PCM, and I'm thinking the other ones might be in the instrument cluster, just based on the wiring diagram.
I didn't think an instrument
Because
cluster
here's
had
it.
that, but
Because I've had a ground in the actual junction box for the PCM power. When the actual the fuse will start to get warm because it's worn, and it kills out the ground, and it actually causes the PCM to cut out, and then it doesn't start until that circuit actually cools off.
What year was that, Edge?
Like a 2013.
pretty dang close to yours.
Battery cable's good. I know that. I didn't go check anything else. I just got hungry and had to leave.
Mine was a 12.
But I'm saying both of them are pretty close.
Yeah.
Probably
They shouldn't
same
be
thing.
anything different, considering that
Both
I thought it was
3
15 when they changed.
This is a 3.5 liter. It's not the 4-cylinder turbocharged or turbo one. But I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Dealership and their appointments come in at 8. They say, then I call at the end of the day. Oh, we haven't got into the shop.
Yep.
It happens sometimes.
Yep.
It happens sometimes. But our locating system, the way our dispatching is set up, is if it's an appointment or a waiter, those get prioritized over the drop-offs. So we kind of our promise. We hold pretty strong to our promise when it comes to getting it diagnosed the same day. Just another reason. CP, your pictures are going good with the title. I like it.
Right.
Isn't it just though?
Yeah.
Which way are you looking? That way.
Just
This
another
way.
reason I avoid dealerships like Plague. Shopcat, no, you got to bring it to us too. We need to eat also.
Not all
half the time we
dealerships are
can't
like
afford it.
GM, okay?
Huh? No, not
That's what-
GM.
Like I said, half of us can't afford what GM wants to charge us, so we don't take them in. We work on them ourselves.
If you can work on them yourselves, I highly encourage it.
Well, there's a reason why I have a 96 S10. I can work on everything myself.
GM is one of the only shops
CP
that has to reform. They have to reform their system.
Lakes.
their policies.
Yeah. How you feel about those pliers going sold out? Is it CP's?
Twice.
Is it CP's fault?
Yeah, it's bullcrap.
It's CP's
Yeah.
fault.
They're back in
Twice.
stock, I think.
Are they?
Twice they sold
I
out.
asked CP if he wanted to sell me his pair.
Yeah, I will.
I take donations. I take donations. CP.
Here's the deal. I'll tell you what. You guys. I will get you all pairs of pliers. Let me see how I'm going to do this. I can't. How am I going to commit to doing this? I have access to get the pliers. You just can't buy them through Amazon. Okay. Well, I can get you the Amazon price, but I can't.
Well,
so
I can Apple Pay you.
I can get them through KMS.
do what?
Yeah.
Do what?
Canada.
Canada KMS Tools. They're a Leslie supplier. So
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Lyle. It's not Leslie. It's
yeah,
Lyle.
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 They have them on shelf. I'm picking
They
up.
don't
a
have
pair
those pliers on the
this
shelf
weekend.
right now.
You know what pliers those are, right?
That's brand new.
Yeah, these are brand new. These are just came out. They're electrical connector
Those are the
pliers.
ones that he showed
Hey.
on this video.
Yeah.
They just got them in stock at KMS on Monday. So I'm
You
going
sure
down
about that?
to pick them up ASAP. Yep.
That's interesting.
Very. Oh, CP got a countdown on the screen.
That's the thing. KMS is the primary supplier in Canada for their tools. So
Hmm.
ACP.
Yeah.
What do you identify as?
If I was bacon, 73% fatty, and 100% salty as fuck.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
You guys haven't watched that Fluffy the comic one where he's talking about that you have Fluffy, then you have you're all just Fluffy.
Did you take that
The
video?
dragon?
But,
No, it's... Damn! Oh, no, they're right there.
Yeah, damn.
Hey, the wife's back. I'm gonna go ahead and step out, guys.
Fluffy.
All right, John.
All right.
Let's be
Peace, man.
fluffy, chunky,
Balance, balance.
Nice seeing you
something,
again, buddy.
and then damn.
Let's see. Yep, they're out of stock again. Man.
yeah.
What's
they went
that
on
video
stock.
at? I just seen
They
it.
went out of stock twice.
Dude, that video's at $8,000. I'm pretty sure.
You don't need those players.
$8,000, huh?
Definitely not at $8,000.
You don't need those players.
CP been making
Watch
bank.
stuff off. Just take care of fight scripts and you content.
8,000 views. I
That
guarantee you
thing
about
is-
5,000 people have clicked on that link for those damn pliers.
Actually, close to more than like 6,000 people have clicked on that link.
Damn. You're able
That's
to...
I think-
one of the tools I don't own that CP showed me. If I don't own it, I have to have it. And when Amazon didn't have it, I called KMS. They said every store's getting 6 pairs. That's it. That's all they're getting.
Dude, I usually don't buy into stuff like that. You know, if it's not on the truck, yeah, whatever. But as soon as I saw him pull out those pliers and he said they're for electrical connectors, I clicked in the link right away and I was like,
So the,
I think I was
cool
like
thing
2
about
minutes.
those pliers and those, and then the Mary ones from Japan, if you get the Mary ones from Japan's, they do the squeeze clips where you got to squeeze in, and you get those do the push clips. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to have them for both. So
Now, I've tried my push pin pliers to take connectors off, but that gets a little dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Was it-
Watching CP costs me money because every now and then there's a tool I don't have.
have you read my comment? Everybody blames me for costing them money. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Stop showing tools?
Yeah, I lost my house because of you.
Oh.
Where
That's
you
a personal problem.
now, Dave?
Chris JRS, I sent you the link
I
right
had to
now.
build this and property that my family owns. I'm in a freaking my
Then
tiny
garden
garage
shed.
Hey,
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a garden
Lowe's
shed.
garden shed for a home.
trying to stay warm.
He's got a Lowe's garden shed with a Lowe's pellet stove.
I thought about so I tried to post the link up for those pliers to my page to help you guys out. I don't know what maybe I should have posted them up in my Discord. That's what I should have done for people that are following me on my Discord for them to get them first.
I don't think you I don't think you anticipated that to happen.
No, well, I
No.
did actually because it's just the second time when I did the Lyle pocket pry bars, they
Uh-huh.
did the same exact thing. They sold out, and they restocked them, then they sold out. And the thing about it is, so if you guys don't know how Amazon works, Amazon orders them from Lyle. Lyle doesn't give them to Amazon. Amazon orders X amount of tools. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and the thing about it is it's Lyle selling them. It's weird how this whole process works because everybody assumes that Amazon is the one that's selling. Well, technically, it's Lyle Tools that's selling them. Okay. And so when they order them, they only order so many, and I think it's because it's inventory control, it's logistics BS. They don't want to overflow their warehouse with a bunch of overstock that doesn't sell. So if they were to order 500 pairs of pliers and then they only sold 250, they don't want to be sitting on 250 pair of pliers. So they order based on clicks and whatnot. So the night that I put that video up, in less than 45 minutes, 45 pairs of pliers were all gone from Amazon.
Jeez.
And then they ordered in another 110 pair, and I don't think they were only there for an
crazy.
hour. They were there for an hour, and you guys ordered them all out again because you guys are just heathens.
I
Dang.
didn't order any.
You didn't
No,
get
neither did
I didn't get a chance to. I saw the video 2 hours late.
No, I just
Yeah.
I just
I
watched
saw
it
like,
at
oh,
like
those are neat.
6
I would never use those.
or 7.
I was a little upset when I saw it was sold out. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
You don't have any you don't have any push style connectors on anything you use, Sergio?
I
Just
mean,
curious.
there's like a handful of things for like oxygen sensors on some boilers, but I mean, there's enough room. You can just get in your hand in there and just.
Gotcha. It makes sense. I
It's not like a tight, engine bay or anything where it's tucked in.
Yeah.
It's just like Like the one the other day, it's just like, oh, it's just dangling there. Okay.
Yeah.
I
No,
wish
it's-
mine were like that.
I just curious. I didn't know. That's
Yeah.
why I was not asking because I had no idea. I was curious if they. If
I'm like,
you,
but that's like the first one I've seen, and I don't even know how long.
right. Understandable.
Not really. Like, I mean, we have like Molex plugs and stuff, but those are fairly easy to get apart.
Wonder if it, CP, you think they would work for doing like the DPFs and all that for connectors?
If they're push styles, yes. If they're
Yeah.
like the unclick, yes. It could be. You have to try them on. There's a different variety of connectors out there. So I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's the problem. If they would standardize the damn connectors, it'd make life a whole lot
I know.
easier.
There's
Like-
just on the
Radiant.
DPF, there's like 7 different types.
I don't even know what the types of them are all called. I just know there's like thermal. What are they called? Something locks and Scotch locks and
Chris, I sent you
Thermals, Thermal Deutsch, and some other freaking things.
I don't know what they even call them all. I just know they all suck. Mostly,
Sure.
unless if they break off, the clip style ones usually get brittle and they break off. That are just the ones that go over the top.
Yep.
Those ones break off all the time. And then you got those push style ones are usually a pain because they lock on so well they don't want to release.
No, Frank.
So
No, these
Personally,
are
the ones I hated the most are those on what most DPFs are. They have the yellow clip that
What's up,
pushes
Secret
in.
TBSS?
It like locks in. It basically pulls in the connector into each other because the yellow tab pulls it in, and I hate those things. Sometimes those, and the only way to really undo those using like your pocket screwdriver. But
Yeah.
they break so
Talking about?
easy.
What kind of vehicle
Huh?
are you talking about? What kind of vehicle are you talking
For
about?
oh, it's for
DPM
diesels.
out. Yeah, diesel stuff.
Oh.
Exhaust,
Yeah, that's not
exhaust gas,
weird.
circulation filters,
I
DPM.
want to know why they got put all these nasty ass locks on all these connectors. Is it like
Right.
Oh yes.
were they falling
annoying.
off? Were they falling off by themselves all these years? Because I didn't see it happen.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I think they put all these locks on there because they did fall off, but it's because people broke them off because
Yep.
they didn't properly remove them. So they thought, well, hey, let's just step up our lock game and childproof them. And then, in fact, let's just step it up beyond a
Still
childproof
break 'em.
them and adult-proof them. So that way they're even worse to get disconnected.
How do y'all
How do you
like
how do you like those
alternator
old-
connectors?
How do you like those
Huh?
old Ford connectors on coils and injectors and stuff?
When you're
like that?
working on them now, or
Yeah,
when they were
two-
back then when they were new,
Now, when you touch them, they just go crack.
they smash.
Sure.
They blow into pieces into dust.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah,
do?
I don't-
Do you replace them? Or
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
replacement
replaced.
costs replace
Oh,
them?
boy.
Upside down alternator connectors, Fluffy. The ones that are upside down, you got to somehow get underneath it to unclip it.
That's why I don't
Uh,
work on old junk anymore, Dave, because of that
Oh,
very
these
reason.
right here.
Because of the problems that they cause. You know, like when you go into open the hood and you touch the wiring loom, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
When
hate
you go,
those.
when you go in
I-
to touch the wiring loom, and they explode.
I bought like 6 of these, and I've already gone through all of them.
With a cheap
I
customer,
bet.
a little dab of black RTV goes a long way. It keeps that sucker right
Through
back on.
Nissan, they're like $100. I am not paying that.
Tough.
Really, $100 for Nissan? Seriously?
Yep.
But like,
So I
They
just
don't-
deep in the old connector. I crush it in my hand. Deep in the wires out of this connector.
so wait, you have to pay for your own parts?
If
That's
you
just
break them,
Accessories,
Yeah.
we all have to.
if I didn't quote it into the thing,
Nah.
then yeah, I'll.
Nah.
I mean, if I'm getting
Nah.
paid 4 hours for an alternator, I can spare a couple dollars. Just like the push pin clips,
yeah.
they charge like $1.25 per clip, and I buy
You
a
guys should
bunch
just
of
have
them
like a
off of
bucket.
Amazon
You guys
and
should just have like a bucket of those and just like
they just
Yeah,
like,
do.
there's
I
places
do
they-
have a bucket of them. I
That's
bought
like-
them.
that'd be
You
like-
got to get hold of Napa. Your dealership's got to get a hold of Napa and get their Napa rack. That rack that has all the clip fasteners.
Yeah,
It's
like,
everything.
I'm surprised you guys just
I
don't have
love
something
that
like
Napa
that.
rack. I got a
You know,
Napa
like-
rack and I love it.
Like
Every
a lot
month
of
they come by, fill it up.
like Granger does that for a lot of sites I go to
I-
for the engineering shops. They have
Granger's
like the keep
expensive.
stock. But I'm just
Oh,
saying, it's like,
we
you know, they just keep it. They keep that like little things like that,
They do.
screws, washers.
We keep that, but we don't keep clips. I don't know if they're worried about.
Well, no, they're hard to keep because you don't know which ones you need. They're different on every vehicle. I swear to God.
Yeah, but I'm
they
sure
are different
Nissan.
on
On the
every vehicle.
Altima, I mean, on the Altima, on the Nissans, we have two: an 8mm and a 10mm.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to stock two different
Three.
sizes.
That's it.
You technically got three.
My Napa rack
Right.
is connected to my billing software.
The
So
one in
when
the
I
back,
put it
in the
in on
engine
the
bay?
billing, it subtracts it. Napa knows what I'm
What are you
using.
talking about?
For electrical connector, you technically got three in the engine bay that are different.
No, he's talking about the
Clip.
push pin
The-
clip.
the-
Okay.
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
plastic
there's
rivets.
like 20 different kinds of them though, depending on which
Yeah,
car
but I
you
mean,
Yeah.
the Fluffy's at a dealership. I mean, they've only.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
Nissan's only going to stock two different kinds because then they
Well,
got to
there's
pay
the
for
push
another.
pins and the Christmas tree ones, and then the
All
what do
those
they use?
Christmas tree ones. Look, I got some help over in here. Chris,
Why are you
Hey!
sideways?
what's up, Chris? How you feel
What's up,
about
guys?
push pin clips?
Wait, is that a question for me?
Yes, should we stop
Barely.
Because you touch those things, they break.
Your mic's not.
No, it's not.
No, I can hear.
No. Well, it sounds like you're in the other room talking while the camera's right in front of us.
Let me see. Hey, Fluff, are you able to like adjust the volume on my end or no?
I have you all the way up, buddy.
All the way up? Oh, damn, and it still can't?
No, you can hear you. It's just,
We
it
can hear
sounds
you.
like
It just, I think
It
it's
sounds
running
like
off-
far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was using these because I don't have. Hold on, let me get some other ones. Hold on.
But I don't know. That just seems like because like on my truck, I have stuff that we just kind of consider consumables. So like wire nuts, you know.
That's what we have stop supply chargers for, though, too. But they only go so far. So
Yeah.
if you're breaking a bunch of connectors and you're throwing away a bunch of shit, you can't sit there and charge a customer $100 shop supplies. And it's easily, if you did 3 or 4 vehicles a day, you'll burn through that when you're doing that and you're not being conservative about what you're doing.
So
You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem with it is like it's not that easy to just replace all these little things like as consumables. You know,
Yeah.
think about it like Rolock this, brake cleaner, rag, shop rags, all this stuff is considered consumables already. And then you start throwing on customers' parts and stuff like that in
But
there.
that's
I
not
mean,
really a. But I mean, that's something like you go to take it off, it's gonna break, right?
Yeah, I
'Cause
know, but
it's either
no.
old or brittle, you know, just from being
Yeah.
outside.
technically you're supposed to be able to remove some of them without breaking them, but we all know it's
Yeah, I mean,
time
you
for that
know,
shit.
you're supposed to be able to do a lot of things without breaking stuff, but you know, it happens, right?
Yeah.
see?
See, like, look, I literally order
Yes,
own.
I do too. Bulk. I got a bulk bin. I got a bulk bin for that stuff for those parts.
But I'm just saying, like,
Universal
I mean,
alternator
a
connector.
shop should have something like that, especially like Nissan, where they only got like 2.
Don't you don't have those on stock in the parts department, Fluffy?
But they want to charge. They want us to bill it to the ticket, and
Right.
if I broke it, I don't feel right about charging a customer $10 in clips just because
Right.
I need.
That's what I think. That's
It
I
happens.
understand that's what you're saying, Fluffy.
These. Those are.
I do the same thing. Most mechanics that are good. I will say this: what Fluffy's saying and how I feel. I think we're both on the same page. There's, we're always trying to save the customer. We go head over heels a lot of times to save the customer money, and like just what you're saying, Sergio, is very underappreciated for most mechanics because they'll be trying to do a job, and what you're saying is you're like, oh, it's just a couple 10-cent pieces. Well, dude, at $1.25 a piece for every one of those, then you start have a connector break. Boom, you're already adding $100 onto a ticket. Let's say that's a $900 job and it made it $1,000. The customer will lose their mind if they get $100 sometimes. You don't know who's going to be on the other end of that receiving. You don't know how the customer's going to react when you up their bill after you already give them a quote. It's such a fickle process with doing this car repair shit because that's exactly. I've had my head.
But that's a quote though. It's just okay. This is what we think it's going to cost.
I
There's
know.
plenty of times where I've done jobs where it's like, okay, we quote it for 8 hours plus whatever parts, and it's like, dude, it takes me a day and a half because there's a bunch of other stuff that ended up happening.
You should come be a mechanic for about 6 months. Your whole idea of that will change
I don't
immediately.
feel it.
That's where I told you every field,
like you fucking
every field
Yeah.
The trade workers get catered to, except technicians. We are
Right.
looked at as
Absolutely.
still grease
But like,
monkeys and
but when we, but like I replaced a drive whatever a month ago or whatever it was. Like my foreman bid it for 8 hours plus some materials, whatever, plus the drive itself, there ended up needing more work to be done because of
what's going on, Shannon? Mark,
comm wires need to be pulled out and all this other stuff. So it's like, and then we went back to them and went and said like, hey, so there's some stuff we didn't see, or that you guys didn't tell us about, and like, hey,
Paul,
we ended up coming to agreement. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll bill you for that extra 4 hours that I spent on it, having to go back the next day.
Chances are you're dealing with somebody that's at a corporate level or a business level too, where you're not dealing with somebody that's on a working class level. Like you're not doing
they still have budgets they have to maintain, and they can't just like throw money at a problem.
I understand that, and trust me,
I think what the problem is.
What's that?
I think the problem with what dealership shops and stuff like that in shops is the service writers not getting hold of the customer again. I know we quoted you this much, but we found something more, or unfortunately, there's some issues with like the bolts are rusted on, and we have to torch them off that, so we have to bill you extra, or you can come pick up your car right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at how many technicians are in here right now. How many of you guys are full-time? And how many times have you ever told a customer that if you had to charge them more money and you didn't feel like you were literally going to like poop your pants or sick to your stomach? Because the minute you add to the customer's bill, like it can go sideways on it to right now and right then and there.
Why didn't you catch that in the beginning?
Yeah, I got into a fist fight legitimately. Guy threw a punch at me because I had to add an extra $50 to his bill, Sergio. He threw a punch. He goes, "You are a crook. That's why I don't ever have mechanics do stuff on my cars. Because you guys always overcharge. You were supposed to do this and that." And I was like, "Look, dude,
I've been yelled at by people. I mean, it is what it is. Call somebody else. Take it somewhere else.
This industry is cutthroat, though, bro. Like it is.
I literally had a lady tell me, like, why is it every time you come here, you guys find something that's wrong or broken? It's like, okay, well then if you don't like me finding stuff that's broken and telling you about it, call somebody else. They won't tell you the shit that's broken.
Or just stop giving quotes altogether. Give an estimate. Let the customer know this is an estimate, but it could cost more because there could be underlying conditions or issues.
That's why I do what I do now versus working for somebody, is because I only deal with customers that don't give me problems like that. That's why people will complain. They can say what they want to about me, but I have a clientele that it's a no question, no ask. They know, they trust me to come and have me do something, and they don't ask me. The only people that does this is the shop owners, if I do work for the shop owners. But I don't have to deal with customers for this reason, because I eliminated that process. And I understand exactly what you're saying, but it's fickle.
Like I literally have to deal with customers every day. Most of the ones I go to are very understanding about stuff. They understand, hey, things go wrong.
Right.
And there's jobs that go over on time or money or whatever, and the company ends up eating that. So that we try not to.
Right. I do. I don't either. I don't intentionally.
Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to milk it and just be like, oh, they'll pay for it. But there's times that you
it happens.
You start tearing stuff apart. Like, say you're tearing an engine apart. Like say like Fluffy is always, he showed it a couple times on his shorts, those the valve cover gaskets or whatever, that I guess seals. For the seals that always, what if he pulls that off and then he sees like, oh, there's a bunch of wear on the cam lobe.
So here's the thing is, Sergio, this is where experience comes in, because if I've done a job just like Dave was talking about on an OBS board or something like that, where I've done a job like this, or like let's say the one job where I turned down here recently for a Dodge heater cord on an older Dodge truck. I knew the dash was going to come apart, and I told the guy, I said, hey, I'm not going to, this job could potentially cost you $2,000 because we'll have to replace the entire dash. And he said, what do you mean? The dash is in perfect shape. And I go, well, apparently you don't understand how those things work. If I would have been just someone that didn't know that from experience, I would have ripped into that. And then what? Then I had to explain to the customer, oh, I have to buy you a new $600 dash. And you know
Right.
what the customer's going to say then? They're going to freak out. That's,
But
you know what I mean?
but I'm just saying, like, you know, but you start tearing stuff apart, you start seeing things that are worse than what
Oh,
you originally, you know,
yeah.
or
That
100%
experience comes into play.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like that one that you're talking about, Sergio, with the valve cover. I quoted valve covers.
Right.
They said no. Well, as soon as I took the valve cover off, well, actually, as soon as I took the coil out, that coil was just drenched.
Right.
And I was like, I knew it.
Well, here's
It had like 250,000 miles on it.
here's a good question. Like, for example, how do you like? You might not know about this stuff, but like a Ford 5.4 liter 3 valve engine.
Right.
How do you quote a customer if they ask? They would say, "I want my spark plug changed." How do you quote that? Or say somebody, say LS Motor Chevy wants, they know they got a broken bolt or two in an exhaust manifold.
Right.
How do you quote that job? Because you don't know how many
Quote
motors
it with the
break.
possibility that you may have to start drilling some stuff out.
Right.
I mean,
If
I mean,
if I have to drill out a bolt, it's gonna be X amount of dollars per bolt.
like, I don't know about you guys, but like for us, there's jobs we won't do on as a quote because like there's no way we can tell how long or what we're, you
That's
know.
all we have in our
I tell
favor is a
customers
quote.
straight up, like on a 5.4, every spark plug that breaks off and leaves the shit behind in the hole, it's this much for me to extract it.
Right.
Yeah.
If
But I
that
mean,
number 8 spark plug on the passenger side bank, that's the one that always is the one that breaks off, you know. So you know beforehand. I always tell the customer, look, here's what it can be, and here's what I hope it to be. And
Right.
somewhere in the middle, we don't land on that higher side. And that's how I do it, and that all goes with experience though, because you already know what it takes for time to do those jobs, and that's where less experience makes a difference. So, you know, it's a fickle deal to do a process. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just experience comes into play better.
Well, the
You know,
5.4,
like for us,
3 valve though, the secret to those, and this is gonna sound crazy as shit. The secret to those,
Get it hot.
Yeah, get it hot.
Run the hell out of the motor, get it hot, have the coils already unbolted, run the hell out of the motor, get hot as hell, pull those coils on one side, and I kid you not, take an impact to them.
Yep, I do it with an impact too.
Impact on them.
Yep, I've
For,
never had the last 3 I've done.
I've only
not
broke-
having stuff.
I dare you to do a fucking video on that.
I have done.
Joe already
I
has.
think I think I have
Joe already
I've
has.
done a snippet of taking out a Ford. I took out spark plugs before on.
is it just because they're like a tight fit or
They get
No.
cardio around them. They're stupid.
They're deep down in it. They're deep down in the cylinder. It's a terrible design by Ford. That's
Yeah.
all there is to it.
I mean, it's not as bad. I mean, that Titan engine, man, with the starter, like,
Oh, those are fun.
No,
They're not
they're not
as
too
hard
bad.
as they look.
I've never
they're
done
not too
that
bad.
before.
They're,
What's-
they're
what's
that's
wrong?
just like, but it's still, it's like, look how much extra work you have to do because they
Dramatic.
decided to put it in the valley instead of like on the bottom, you know, like
That
most
intake
other
point
engines.
Take off that
Starter,
intake
do
is
a
so
starter
simple.
on like a Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah. I mean, that intake
all-wheel
comes off
drive
in like
with a
20
2.4
minutes.
multi-air in it.
Chris, no, it takes us 2.5 hours to do it.
20
All right.
minutes and a half hours.
20 minutes and a half.
What's that for the half hour?
See, but like that's the other thing. But there's times where it's like, well, we'll quote a job for 4 hours. Like I know it takes me. Like I always quote certain things certain ways, right? So like,
Right.
if I gotta change pulleys on a, I don't know, an exhaust fan or whatever, 4 hours. Like it doesn't matter how big or small, it's 4 hours. Doesn't matter if I get it done in 2.5. I'm still charging you 4 hours.
Yeah, I know, but that's your experience though too. On top
Yeah.
of that, experience with what you're charging, you know how to do the job.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what you're getting paid for.
Right.
And when people like when you were new, you wouldn't have known that shit, and you would have probably took you all 4 hours to probably do it when you first started. I mean, every job that you do creates. I mean,
But
I don't know.
it's also, but it's also part of it too. It's like, okay, well, sometimes I don't charge to go pick up the parts. Sometimes, you know, like, and I'll get it, you know. So that's also part of what factors into it, right? When we do quotes is like, all right, I'm gonna have to go here, and then I'm gonna have to get something else here or whatever. It's like that's gonna take, you know, going to a parts house doesn't matter if it's down the street. That's at least like an hour.
Right.
You know, like I
and-
literally had to go to a parts house today, and it was the fastest I've ever gone in and out of a parts house from a
Time
job.
is
It came back and it was 45 minutes, and it was
Time is
literally
money.
like 2 miles away.
Hey,
Isn't
quick rant.
Shopcat from Alberta also? Turner, you're from Alberta, right?
No, I'm originally from Alberta.
Oh, original. Okay,
Originally, but
my mistaken.
Oh, you don't live in Alberta now?
part of Canada.
So I'm gonna get to Chris real quick. Chris, how do you
Oh.
feel about spending some time on a customer's vehicle only to find out there is nothing wrong with it? Do you feel like you should get paid? Should the
Yeah.
shop pay you,
Yeah, I do
or should the
definitely.
customer pay because it is such an intermittent issue? It wasn't happening when they brought it in, and they still brought it in to waste our time. Waste. I'll air quote that waste.
Well, it's not. I mean, you can't replicate the issue. I mean, it's not really
If you can't duplicate it, but you spent your time on it. I mean, regardless. Okay, I should say regardless. You spend your time on a vehicle, you should get paid. Period.
Correct.
It's really at the advisor's discretion, right? To be like, hey, I got an hour on this. Hey, I didn't get an hour on this. Sometimes they could tell you like, hey, you know, this is a it's so many variables, right? If it's a comeback and you worked on it last
Comeback
week
is
for the
different. The comeback
It's sometimes because you know sometimes they're like, oh, it's a comeback, but it's not for the same concern that it was here last time. It's doing something different, and then whether it's related or not to the issue, no. It's sometimes customers try to piggyback on that one thing that you did. You know, like ever since you did my oil change, ever since you did my oil change, my AC doesn't work. You know, like that kind of stuff. So it really just
My
depends.
tire flattened.
I'll tell you one thing. And this is kind of branching out on that, and also the push pin clips that you asked me about. So the way it works, where I work at, is that if the advisor takes it in for a comeback, and or whatever, if we look at it and nothing happened, we can't duplicate or something like that. We get paid internally 1 hour. Obviously, it's at a different 1 hour internally. But it's at a different rate. It's not like at the whatever rate that you charge CP or warranty at. It's at a much lower rate. The advisor doesn't take anything on it or anything like that. That's why they only pay the technician. And then on top of that, as far as the push pin clips that you guys were talking about, I think they have their purposes, and then they're also a pain in the ass. But what my job does is that they don't charge the customers for up to 10 push pin clips.
Oh,
large or small. And the way they cover it is that every time we have a PDI or a used car, they charge 10 push pin clips, even if we don't use it.
Yeah,
they're open about it.
Okay,
they're open about it.
Well,
They know.
that's
The
the
customers know. The customers know that we've told them on several occasions, and I'll tell you why. Because, and we started doing this because every used car and every PDI gets charged 10 clips.
Right.
And this is internally, not Nissan's not paying for them. The dealer is paying for it. The dealer is paying. We're not charging. They get internally, and also on top of that, it's part of. There's a certain amount. They don't tell me how much, but their push pin clips are charged as shop equipment, so that there's always enough. And they have a section for it for like, okay, we grab this, and they do take down who takes them and how many you take every time they give you some, so that you're not abusing it and stuff. So that way, because in the past we've had customers that come in, and you know how you get those people that off-road with their Altimas and stuff, and freaking all the push pin clips are gone, and you did their oil change, right? So you had to take off some. So they just don't want to deal with, ever since you did my oil change, the splash shield is hanging or rattling or shaking, and it was hanging on by a thread, and literally just because you took off that thread, now it doesn't go back up. So every car, if it needs it, no questions asked, go get the push pin clips, just do it, because they would rather pay for some push pin clips. That either way, since they pay for the push pin clips to be that's another story in itself. But since they pay for the push pin clips, they charge them out on the used cars and on the PDIs internally, not through Nissan. Nissan's not paying for them. The dealer pays for them. So
want the link, Gary? Email me.
So
emails on my page.
Then it's not gonna make a difference because how much is a pack of push pin clips at? let's say even if it's $5.
I think it's it's what a box of whatever 50 is $10, right?
It literally adds $5 to a used car or $5 to a PDI, which
so I pay like $8 to $9 for 100 through Amazon,
right?
But I will tell you, they're not. These are one-time use clips on.
They're
Amazon.
not the same. No, they're not the same.
On Amazon, as soon as I put my pliers on them, they'll break them. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
But my point is that I'm fastening up the panel so it's not hanging, and so I'm not losing clips.
But I like the way like Chris's shop does it. It's cheap insurance.
Yep.
It's they. All right, we'll spend, we'll eat that $5 or whatever and make it up somewhere else. And
technically they don't eat it because
they charge it to something.
Let's say it's $1. They add $1 to a used car, which sales is not going to be like, what is this $1? They sell as soon as they sell the car. Guess what?
It gets
they
charged
just made
to the
that
unit.
$5 or $1 back. It's
they make
smart.
it back. They make it back somewhere else, but I mean, either way,
appreciate you. Happy Easter to you too. Thank you for the donation.
It's. How do I explain that? It's just it's just cheap insurance. It prevents that person from coming back for something stupid, and and they don't see the bill, so I mean, they don't get charged for it, so they don't feel like they're getting
Now,
guys,
with
hold on.
Go ahead.
What does BMW stand for?
I already answered it.
Oh, did you?
Wait.
Oh, you did.
Okay.
Cool. I don't have to say it. Thank you.
I got a question for you. I don't know how the dealer handles.
That was a while ago, man. I was still working on my.
I'm sorry. I'm an hour and a half behind on the comments.
I don't know how the dealer handles it, but like Lakes, for example, you work at Independent. Every car that goes through our shop, and I don't know what the percentage is. I have to look at it. Every car that goes through our shop has a shop supplies fee.
$12.
Every car that goes through our shop has a shop supply fee.
Yep, I do.
Clips,
Mine's $18.
brake fluid, all that crap.
Yeah. Ours is $12, but none of it don't get charged
Sounds
to
like
any of the cars with the warranty companies. They won't pay it.
Right. Mine's $18. Have you ever seen what brake clean's going for now?
Oh, too damn much.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something.
No
on that.
warranty company pays for push pins.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What is the difference between brake clean and carb cleaner?
Non-chlorinated.
But other than that, they do the same thing.
A little more. It's a little more.
There's a lot more to it. A huge difference between the two.
I'll tell you the difference.
What
in my
can
job.
Oh,
Brake
see,
clean-
I got a bone.
One is corrosive, one is not corrosive. One has detergents, another doesn't have detergents. Not only that, one is combustible, one is flammable.
Yeah, but they also have non-chlorinated brake clean now too.
Yeah, 'cause, like here in California, all we get is
Two totally different chemicals.
Yes, they are totally different.
Totally two different things. In such a huge
Brake
way.
clean is a degreaser and
I'll
carb
add on
clean
to
is
that.
not.
I'll add on to that. And depending on what state you are too, it makes a difference
because
as well.
here in Cali, we have everything's non-chlorinated and all
Listen,
that.
we all know that everything that goes on in California is not complacent to the rest of the world. So.
No, but I was just curious because
non-chlorinated
Prop
products
65.
have been forced.
This stream makes
Prop
the
65.
environmental a big
I forget
push
no
for
other
brake
state has
cleaner.
Prop 65.
yeah, but like the only reason I ask is like today, like I use carb cleaner for to clean small parts, get when they get gummed up with like random shit and refrigerant systems because it dries up and it doesn't really leave a residue.
Right, but carb cleaner is petroleum based, so you don't want to use it on your brakes because brake cleaner cleans
Because
off.
it would like lubricate it. And you don't want to lubricate your brakes.
It would
right?
leave a residue on the brakes.
Why don't we want our brakes lubricated, guys?
Because, well,
but I want them to rust.
Listen, some of us
the
might
brakes
want
I
to
work on have to be wet.
brakes lubricated.
My brakes are lubricated. The brakes I work on are always lubricated.
But the reason I asked is just because I went into O'Reilly's to get some, and I'm like, well, that says non-chlorinated, and then this whatever brand I got for the carb cleaner says like non-chlorinated or whatever, and I'm like, Well, what the hell's the difference?
Now here's a hack for you. I use mass airflow sensor for electrical connector cleaners. It's pretty much the same thing as that. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
because
cheap.
electrical connector cleaner is basically just alcohol in a can.
Yeah, exactly. But
They're just
sometimes the
isopropyl alcohol.
sometimes mass airflow sensor cleaner is cheaper than electrical cleaner. So I just buy the mass airflow sensor cleaner, just depending on. So
they're not the same, but they're very similar.
Don't use brake cleaner on mass airflow sensor because it will actually wreck the airflow sensor.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't.
How about not
don't
clean
do
it
that.
at all and just replace it?
Whoa.
That,
You know,
The whole panel went
Hey.
quiet on that one. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I use brake clean on every time I clean one. I use brake clean.
I'm not risking a comeback. Chris, how do you feel about that?
Okay, I'll put it. Well,
Because
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this.
Huh?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Are we allowed to say as far as what procedures are for cleaning throttle chambers with Nissan?
Yeah, sure. Spray it on a rag.
Only technically speaking, and technically speaking, and people have told me, you know, we're technically shouldn't be cleaning throttle chambers at Nissan. The only one that's allowed is one, and you know which one it is.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, we're not supposed to be cleaning throttle chambers, but we do.
Is that where the little like the where the little flap
pretty
is?
much the flap for the
Yeah.
We
throttle
have a TSB
body
on the Sentra. It's out there.
There's
It's public.
that one's public. The Sentra. So the Sentra, you clean it.
Because I remember when I did the spark plugs on my Frontier, I noticed there was a lot of gunk. It looked like almost like oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's from the. Yeah. Just
What's
clean
it
it.
Technically speaking, so if there's something wrong with the throttle chamber, and your vehicle's under, technically speaking, I guess, if it's customer pay, that's the customer's choice, you know. But you do have to be like, hey, technically speaking, we're not supposed to. But you know, I'm not gonna say I don't.
I mean, I just wiped it out. Like,
You have to be careful.
It could throw a check engine light though.
Here's a good one for you then. Then what do you guys use for cleaning throttle bodies with?
Throttle chamber cleaner.
Throttle chamber cleaner.
Okay. Only.
And you cannot spray it into the throttle chamber. You
I
have
use
to spray
brake
it on
clean
the
for
rag.
everything.
I sprayed on the rag and use a brush.
Great clean for everything.
Well, here's
So,
the thing.
but what is that? What is
Hard
that like
cleaning.
oil that's in there? Where does that come from?
It's I
Blow
think
by.
From the PCV system.
yeah, but I also think
Or
it's-
carbon buildup
I also
sometimes.
think the
Carbon buildup
buildup
blow
comes
by.
from. Oh, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so I also my opinion on is I see a lot of guys use carb cleaner on
what?
throttle bodies, and I feel like that's what helps that buildup, not only from the PCV, but I see guys use carb cleaner, and I think that helps with buildup because of the petroleum base in carb cleaner, and that's what also induces more junk in the throttle body.
So you think it's safe to say that you could clean it with the carb cleaner?
No,
and then
I
hit it
don't
with
think
some-
it's
wait,
safe.
hit it with some brake clean to dry it up and make sure it's not.
So you
Hey.
do think you're not supposed to use
Sergio, a lot of that buildup that's on your throttle plate and ends up there, a lot of that also occurs once you
Justin,
shut your
you're
vehicle
muted.
off.
Huh.
Once you shut your vehicle off, anything that's left, like
This dude, I just saw this.
pressure that the PCV valve can't relieve because this car's not running anymore, that's down in your crankcase, it all rises. It all
Remember?
rises up through the engine.
It's a lot prevalent, lot more prevalent on older vehicles. You'll see it on higher mileage vehicles. And
Carb cleaner is dissolvable by gasoline. When the gasoline comes through the injectors, through the carburetor system, it washes any residue off, and that residue goes into the engine. Carb cleaner, the reason why it's better than brake cleaner for cleaning parts is that it actually penetrates into the steel and actually pushes contaminants out of steel, while knocking off the carbon buildup. Brake cleaner will not break carbon buildup. It will not separate it from the steel. It will go right over top it. Then you got to get in there with a brush and scrub it. Carb cleaner, you don't need it because it's got detergents and it's got corrosive acids in it.
Yeah, because I use carb cleaner more than degreaser because I hate because a lot of stuff I can't wash off fittings that are going into a refrigeration system.
Degreaser, if you use degreaser, you got to wash it right away because
Exactly.
it's aluminum.
So-
it will eat that aluminum, nothing left.
Yeah, so if I got to clean like greasy spots on stuff, from oil leaks or whatever. It's just like I've just started using carb cleaner because I can just and then wipe it down just to get whatever it didn't get, and then it just dissolves away.
Pledge.
I want to address
for that lemony fresh scent.
It works. It works. I use it on transmission.
I want to address this comment. Rusty says, I was charged $610 of labor because I provided all the parts. He kept the car for days, called me Friday around 3 saying it's ready. Got 3 blocks from the shop back to limp mode. Back home to limp mode, same exact problem. Rusty, did you allow them to diagnose your vehicle? 1.
Yeah, because like that
were they OEM parts from the dealer?
Or-
What kind of vehicle was it? These are 2 big important things for a mechanic. Okay, your
Personally-
labor was the labor to install the parts that you brought. I'm not sure if there was any diag involved. Maybe you had them diagnose it, and then you went and sourced your own parts. Brand of parts.
You don't like using
You said
major
limp,
Nissan
you said
Nissan
limp
company?
mode, so I'm pretty sure this was an engine control issue, electronics. So therefore, I preach, and so do some of these guys, preach OEM when it comes to engine management.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm all the way. I don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be right back.
I mean,
Okay,
we
let's-
do that sometimes too. Is like if a customer provides parts, we'll tell them, well, you don't get a warranty with it.
That
Hell no.
Because I don't know, and that not with everything, but it's like, well, you provided everything and you said this is what was wrong, so we just replaced the part for you. So if there's other stuff that's wrong, then that's on you, bro. Like we'll charge you for it.
I wanted to
We
throw.
just don't do it. We don't do it. You
Yeah.
come in and say, "I want this put on my car."
Well-
First question we ask is why, and then we say no. You got
Well, we do it for like some customers because like one of the hospitals, they have a bunch of like
Chris, CVT services out
like
in
spare motors in stock for air handlers and stuff. So they'll say, "Oh, this one's bad."
The situation I'm in right now.
It's like
All
okay,
depends.
But that's not
You
even
know,
CVT.
but we tell them, we installed the motor for them, and it's like, oh, the fan blade needs to be rebalanced. So it's like, okay, we got to come back Saturday or Thursday night or whatever it was when we did it. When the guy, because he's got all the stuff to balance a fan blade or a blower wheel, and it's like that's not really on us, man. I mean, they don't mind paying.
I want to throw a curveball. Okay, going back to our no issue found fees. If we spend time on a vehicle, right, but then we recommend services, let's say control arms, we find something leaking unrelated to what they came in for, and they buy that, are we going to waive a diagnosis fee?
What do you mean?
Or do you still charge because you spent the time? Does it
It's
depend
hit or
how
miss.
much they bought?
If the
Or how
shop
deep you
wants
had to get
but
into
they
it?
pay you. As long as
Internal.
they pay you for your time, the shop can discount it, but they got to pay you.
Okay.
You mean like you're doing another repair and then you notice something else is wrong?
You should
I
always
agree.
you should always be charging for your time.
Okay.
Yep.
Sergio,
I agree with
what
that.
I'm getting
And
at is
Mark Olson, I gotta let you know this real quick. Everything in California will kill you. When I was there about 20 years ago, they said I only had like 2 years to live. I moved to Michigan and I'm fine.
hello.
Prop 65. Prop 65. This stream will cause cancer.
No.
I look up as a prop 65 warning on
It
it.
actually doesn't.
You have
It actually doesn't say
PSA.
will cause cancer. It says may cause
CP.
cancer.
They have Prop 65 covers so many things. Okay.
Oh, dude, ridiculous. I see it.
Huge amount of stuff.
That it's at hospitals. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's
Y'all
at
killing me.
hospitals.
Oh, I know it's
They're
a-
saying
it's
there's
on
things
art
that-
supplies.
There's things inside the hospital that cause cancer. And you're like,
My
oh,
bus-
I'm coming here to prevent cancer. You're telling me you can give me cancer.
It's
I'm pretty
it-
sure. I'm pretty sure the same things that they make the Prop 65 stickers and all that stuff out of
Yeah,
can cause
definitely.
cancer too.
So-
So the same
so-
things that are saying that they cause cancer causes cancer. So
Right.
it's like it never ends.
So
with
that's
Prop
like
65.
all of our air filters. When you buy a box, they all have a roll of stickers in there
65
that
on
were
it.
that we're supposed to put on. Nobody does because nobody wants to waste the time doing it. But it's like, and then you look at
Gary,
and then you ask, well, what's the part that makes you cause you cancer? It's the glue they use.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
like certain states have got so ridiculous, say like Vermont or Connecticut. If you have a house built before such and such time, an FHA loan, they won't even give you an FHA loan on it until
really?
you remove the lead paint from this many inches of like 40 inches up the wall.
They need you guys just need to
because lead paint's not dangerous unless you eat it. If you eat
California's a great state. You just need to get rid of all the weirdos.
So
that's all.
So it's
CBD there's weirdos everywhere, bro.
That's what I was gonna say.
You got a kid that's eating your freaking base cards. I think
tell me that there's not more running your state than any other state. Obviously,
every politician's a self-absorbed narcissist. Like, there's
I
no
agree with
politician
that.
that isn't.
I agree with
Just
that.
'cause you-
All of our politics are screwed up in the entire nation, but California is like they took the cake.
The problem with California and its legislature is that we, unlike most states, we have a full-time legislature, so they feel they have to justify themselves, their jobs. So they just come up with shit just so it looks like they're doing something.
I will say though, Portland is
better.
definitely looking a lot better than California right now, as far as the hot mess on the hot mess scale. Have you guys seen Portland? There's a channel called
Oregon.
WTF Portland. Oh my God, those people are just outside their mind. That's going on there. I see people dumping water bottles in shop, buying water bottles, dump them to return for 10 cents because they use their Oregon sale cards. It's like what the French toast is going on there. Anyways, I don't need to get on to that. I know we don't want to do
the problem. Part of the problem too with California is that, like,
what up, CJ?
If you look at the way, like, political leadings per county, there's more. I guess you could say red counties than there are blue
Jason,
counties.
that sounds good.
Right.
The thing is that all blue counties have all the population.
Right, exactly. Same thing it is at the same time in United
San
States.
Diego,
In Iowa, Des Moines, and Iowa City are both blue, which are our biggest two cities in Iowa because of population. Because they're just
And
so.
what's funny? What's funny about that is Texas is becoming the same way.
Hey,
You're saying California is like original Halo, red versus blue?
Why?
It ain't our fault, bro.
Why?
You can't blame all your problems.
Why
on
y'all are moving over here? That's why.
You know what I hate? That's like all the Europeans getting mad at like Americans, like because of America, bro. You can't blame every single one of your problems on us.
Prop 65 fault.
Yeah, it's all like
it's all let's blame it on Prop 65. Look, there's good people everywhere. I agree with you, Sergio. I'm not trying to. I have some good friends in California that are awesome people, and I'm like, why do you stay there, man?
You're all right there.
But
they'll still content fuck Texas.
You know what? If you live in Cali, you got to know the loopholes, man.
Yeah,
right.
I'm just be honest.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be honest.
That's like
you gotta
are easy to loophole.
You got to get stuff shipped to another state and then go pick it up. And like, if you go to Las Vegas to pick up the mail,
that's basic. That's 101 California. Okay, we're talking about advanced stuff. Okay, we're talking more advanced.
You got a straight piped car. You gotta know the guy who does the illegal
easy to pass
smog
emissions.
checks.
Well,
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about, Sergio.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. I
heard that on the internet somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
my buddy goes to Las Vegas and buys all this magazines and stuff like that. And
No,
he's
I've
like,
I've never done that, CP. Never.
Never done that before.
Oh yeah, no. He's like, what band in California? When he sends me pictures of all this shit, I'm like, he's like, you just got to know what to do here.
Let's bring this topic back up real quick.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Encourage the customer to catch the issue on video, since they usually have a phone in their pocket.
I've had guys do that. Like, hey, this refrigerator is making a weird noise. Well, next time it makes the noise, take a video of it.
Right.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time.
But it's like diagnosing over the phone.
Yeah.
If it's a noise or an issue, if something's not lighting up or actuating. Okay, we can see it's not working, but is it a power issue? Is it a ground issue? Is it the component itself? We don't know until it's acting up and we can properly test it. It could be a loose wire somewhere.
Honestly, when it comes to that, Flub, I think that's. I mean,
we'll go a little deeper into diagnosing it because now we can see it. But
yeah, but I think that's mostly for warranty purposes, to be honest. Because you know how a customer will bring back, damn, it's not doing it, it's not doing it. It's like, look, if you catch a video of it, at least we could justify it with the warranty company, like, hey, it's doing it, it's just not doing it when it's here. But as far as fixing it, unless you could duplicate it in person, because you already know sometimes, especially, you know, with inputs and live data, if it's not doing it, it's not going to show you any data at all or something like that. You know, so it's just too risky. If you can't duplicate it, you're not fixing it.
I don't want to charge a customer for putting a wrong part on, or
exactly
the part that's not actually going to fix it. Now with warranty, I can finagle it, power the pin. That's all I'm gonna say. Power the pin. When it comes to warranty, warranty's a little easier.
Yes.
I had a video call yesterday.
I fixed a Miata way back when, around 350 pounds. I took it to the alignment shop and had to crawl on the ground to get up.
Hey, Fluffy, what did you say you had to pick a bone with me about?
Oh! Dealership guys are pampered.
Huh? Oh, yes! Oh, we're talking about Thursday. You heard it.
Yeah, at least you're honest.
Oh man, I watched that whole thing. I was commenting.
Oh yeah, no, you got like 3 comments. I was like, oh, we got Fluffy fired up now. He's like, listen here, sir. Listen, sir. I sweep my own floor. I don't have a.
I told these guys, right, the day after that, I backed the car out. I had a big ticket. Backed the car out. I had brake fluid in there, coolant, oil on the ground. I was like, sweet. I'm gonna mop this shit up and I'm gonna fucking get it on video. I'm gonna show him. I go wash my hand. I take the car up. I wash my hands. I come back and guess who's freaking mopping my stall?
Your apprentice.
Oh no, not my apprentice. The janitor. I was like, bro, what are you doing? I was gonna he don't have.
You guys have janitors?
Oh yeah, he's a dealership tax.
He's a porter, but he takes care of the shop. He makes sure. Yeah. But his job is not to clean our stalls. He just does it when he's bored.
Yeah.
So I was like, "What are you doing, bro? I was gonna make a video."
So wait a second.
Shit. My bad.
So wait a second. Let's go over this. Because I know Lakes is gonna be able to chime in on this because I know he has to clean up all his own stuff.
Yeah, so he was talking about cleaning toilets and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like when I worked at my independent shop, I had to clean out the sink. Like I cleaned the sink at night, where we washed our hands. Nobody ever did that. I also scrubbed the entire floor, the entire shop, every night before I closed the shop down. I scrubbed the entire shop with like floor cleaner and like washed it down and everything like that. Do you guys ever wash your own bays?
Yeah,
of course,
all the time.
I wash my own.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just lied, right?
Mine's old cement. That thing doesn't really wash off.
Well, I'm talking about dealership guys, though. I'm talking about guys.
When we had cement, we had we cleaned our own stalls.
Yeah.
Now,
but do you guys like have a mass cleaning or what?
No, it was broom and mop.
Well, at the last dealer I was at, they had a, what are they called? The Zamboni.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that thing.
We use a floor.
Oh, the floor cleaners.
Yeah,
dude, it was awesome. Oh my god.
That's exactly when I worked at BMW and Mercedes.
Rich.
We didn't clean. Like I would sweep it out to the end of the car, and they come by with a Zamboni and pick it up. Like that was the most I had to do. But then they would still come in and Zamboni the base every night. The janitor would clean entire stalls. He would wipe off my bench. If I kept my bench picked up because I'm a stickler like that. But then like he'd wipe off the benches and wipe off computers, and they had a cleaning crew that came in and did all that. And like they would refill the shop rags for us. Our job though, when I worked at BMW, to be fair, they wanted us to make all the money by fixing cars though. That was their goal. And we were kind of lean Six Sigma too, which is understandable because when you're doing other things, you're not making money. Now, granted, you have slow time, but at the same aspect, most dealerships I know of, you get a parts department. I have to order my own parts now. I'm responsible for that. I mean, there's some Lakes, do you order your own parts?
No, just on side jobs, and I hate it.
Well, but I mean, okay, so you have a parts department guy?
The service writer, they order all the parts.
Okay, so you just tell them what they need,
Y'all hold them accountable for that.
I mean, we get wrong parts, but
well, so do dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God.
You have oil at everyone. You have oil at your bays there, Fluffy and Chris, and
what's that?
Do you have oil? Like, do you have oil that comes to your bay? Like, do you have the oil fill stations?
I have stations. I don't have the hose.
Okay,
you
have
lines. The drop down hose. Shop does.
They're digital
I have
too.
I have to buy cases of oil. I buy the square box of oil for me for what I need for oil, and then that's what I have to use for oil. I have to buy my own oil, and then I have to get it out of those. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a difference. That's what the difference between dealership techs and independent shop techs. There is a little bit more work which takes away your time from being able to make money as far as doing flat rate. And I think that's where a lot of misconception is with people about independent shops and dealerships is the dealership is set up so it's more streamlined for a technician to make flat rate at a much better rate. Whereas an independent tech has some extra obligations. So it's harder for them sometimes because they have to fulfill those like test driving, and they don't have porters to bring the cars.
We have to test drive ours.
We have to test drive. We don't have porters bringing them to us though.
You don't have porters bringing them? Well, you have to go out to the lot and pick them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Some places they do. Some places they don't.
Move the cars from the service lane to the parking lot.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Maybe times change. CP. I don't know.
I mean, when
different shops have different things.
Yeah.
I definitely feel it when I do side jobs, man. When I gotta go far away to do side jobs, and I gotta do it in an app, like I do it for my cousins or family or side job or just side job for anybody. I gotta do it in an alleyway, and I gotta pack my freaking floor jack and my jack stands. And then I gotta go get the stuff, and then I forgot something, so then I gotta go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's.
Yeah,
my brother right now.
When I have to take my socket tray home.
So my
I
brother.
want to hear about rough.
Not rough, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
I see it. My brother's a mobile mechanic now. He was working at Nissan, but he quit. He's just doing his own thing. He's a mobile mechanic.
That's a big bond.
Yeah, he even does 24-hour roads emergency services right now.
Dang.
So for basic stuff, obviously not everything is set for towing a car.
It's tough to do those jobs and be prepared and have a vehicle.
My little brother hustles.
I mean, like it's much like Sergio. Sergio's got a whole work van. I've seen his video on his brand new work van. He's got this nice bougie setup where he's got all the stuff.
Brand newish. It's not new.
Now I know where. I know where to get all my refrigerants.
Right, but I mean that's what it is though. It's hard to get all that stuff to where you can go do a job and be fully efficient at it. When you're trying to do something like mobile mechanic, mobile mechanic is an absolute pain in the ass. Like you really, there's some guys out there that got some big ass setups. Like they got old tool trucks and stuff. Well, yeah, like Turner. Yeah, you do a lot of mobile stuff too.
One of the accounts I used to have at my last company was the operating engineers. They're like kind of like training center, like the operating engineers union. And the one guy actually lives by me that works out there, but he's got like, dude, it's like, I don't know what, it's not a semi front end, but it's like whatever, like a box truck. Right, like the cab and all that, but it's got like the service body. It's got a little crane on it and stuff. And he was showing me all this stuff. He's got wrenches. He's got a compressor on there. He's got everything you would have in your toolbox. He's got on his truck.
Damn.
And that's all
my boxes in my truck.
Right, and that's all. But that's all to like work on like tractors and like earth movers and.
The trick of being a mobile mechanic is the customer tells you, describes the problem that they're having with you. You try to guess what parts you're going to need to fix that problem. You go buy the parts,
right,
and then you go to the job and pray that one of the parts that you just bought fits, so you don't have to drive back. And then the parts that you don't use are returned. But you got to have a good relationship with your part supplier to do that.
What Turner's explaining is it's like trying to guess why your wife's mad at you. That's what I was saying.
Yes.
Well,
So
that's
true.
the thing. When we're talking about heavy, like
I
with
would
me with
rather
tractors,
diagnose a car over the phone than do that.
Yeah.
But
But
They
that's
still
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
why they're mad
In
at
heavy
you, right?
duty world,
They just
most
know they're mad.
operators of the equipment understand their equipment and they understand the sounds
Right.
of the
Yep.
equipment. That's the difference between heavy equipment and everyday domestic
Yeah,
cars.
he's a heavy equipment mechanic.
So, like
And actually, I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. Like, I actually considered transferring over to their union and going through their apprenticeship again. I'm like, oh, that looks like fun.
that onion word. I hate that onion word. It scares me.
Let me see who's been paying attention. This comment, Chris, you're not allowed to answer.
Oh, I'm allowed to answer? Is there
No,
a
you're not.
money prize involved? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not allowed to answer this. Did I get my light back?
Look, I'm gonna mute myself.
Oh hell no, you didn't get your light back.
You don't think I got my light back?
Oh, now that you said that, yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, I got my light back. Yes, JS, I got my light back.
You got your Matco light back?
Yeah, that American flag one.
The one that you hated?
No, I don't hate that one.
I think one of the guys
that one's the one with the little cord on it that wraps around.
Oh, that's the one you hate.
Yeah, I hate that one. No, I don't know if you remember CP. They did a poll on those mini floodlights. The
Maxion. The Maxion.
Is it
the little one?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the Maxion.
Let me pull it up. Content.
Maxion makes a lot of lights for other companies, don't they?
They make a lot for Snap-on.
Is that what it is? Because I think I saw like a Snap-on light that they make that's kind of like one of those folding ones. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then I saw like a week or two later, like Maxion makes almost the exact same light.
Yeah, they make the one for Snap-on, except for it's metal instead of plastic. And
right.
I have one light.
For me, it's like I had that Icon, that folding. I don't know.
Oh, the blade light.
Yeah, the blade light. But I think I left it somewhere. I think one of the hospital engineers stole it.
People will steal you. Listen. I will tell you this much right now. I've had 3 lights stolen from me when I go into shops and work. And dude, that's one thing that pisses me off. Is it's like guys will say, "Hey, can I borrow your light?" Now, oh, look at this, Fluffy and his favorite light. Dude,
I keep it so clean. Like I rarely use it. The one time I decided to let somebody else use it, it got left under the hood.
Hey, your favorite
Merca.
The next day I was all, dude, do you remember grabbing my light? He's all, no. This guy likes to work in the dark. I don't know why. So I put my light. I'm like, here, bro. If I'm gonna help you, we're gonna light this engine bay up.
I got 2 of those Braun lights stole from me from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, I have that one too. It's almost the same light. It's just the Icon one folds flat all the way down.
Why this? If it was my green one, I would have been like, fuck, all right, whatever. But because you can't get this one no more at all.
Nope. That was a specialty item.
They did a poll. They had a voting poll on Instagram like in 2015. And I was like, man, I like that light. I voted for it. And then that design won. So of course it got sold on the trucks. And I told my Matco guy, I'm like, look, I need that light. I want that light. So like I rarely ever use it. So I was like, man, I need my light back. So I looked up his tickets. I'm all okay. I saw the one he got flagged on, and I pulled up the RO, pulled up the customer information. I was like, ooh, I hate calling customers because sometimes they feel like if you left an important tool in my vehicle, what else did you forget pertaining to?
Yeah, but it wasn't you; it was the other guy.
Yeah, but still, the shop in general. That's how customers perceive stuff.
I got a question for you.
So I was like, I showed up at his house. He said, yeah, I got it. I'm like, okay, thank you. Offered him a free oil change for being honest.
Right.
So,
but he was going to keep the $some if you wouldn't have told him.
He wouldn't have known.
Oh, he wouldn't have?
There was I've done it before to where it was a whole like week or 2 weeks went by. I knew this truck was coming back because he pre-ordered parts. So the truck came back. I popped the hood. I'm like, oh, my light's still there. Yes. same spot.
This brings up a good subject. What's the best tool you found and what's the worst tool you've lost? The most expensive tool you've lost by leaving it on a car.
Oh, you're not gonna like this.
I left one of my meters above
What,
the ceiling.
Chris? You're muted, bro.
Still muted, bro.
My Snap-on pry bar.
Oh no.
I got a more expensive one.
What's
more
that?
expensive. A $500 CAC card, CAC card, a mobilizer card.
Oh no way.
Yeah, Chris, you know which one. So on my laptop, when I have the laptop I had before Nissan allowed us to program keys without having our login.
Can you even get those anymore?
No,
right? Yeah, because it's now it's through the.
So I had an adapter.
The thing.
I had an adapter, so it read a chip, right? So the adapter, I plug it into my computer, put the card in there, and then I was able to program keys. I was being rushed, so I did it real quick. I left my adapter. It's like a 3-foot cord on it. Left that adapter with my card still in there in the car. They live an hour and a half away from here.
I had to drive.
My family grew up in that town that car's from, and I was like, man, they're gonna lie. I know how the people are over there. Sure shit. We called them the next day because it was a Saturday when it happened. Monday, I needed it, couldn't find it. I'm like, oh shit. Called the customer up right away. Oh no, I cleaned my car as soon as I got home. There wasn't nothing in there. I'm like, bro, that's a lie. That's a lie.
And that's when you want to be like, you're full of shit, right?
I wish.
Yeah, right.
Oh, trust me.
Wasn't
fired on the spot.
Yep.
For saying that.
I've gotten some tools back that I've lost, but the biggest one I lost was a torque wrench.
Oh,
I left it on the bed of the truck. I left it in the bed of the truck. Had a Snap-on torque wrench and the click style one, and I left. This is my second one. It was actually my good one. My other one was an older one that I used for the torque and wheel. And I left it on the bed of a truck. But the best thing I ever found was a Fluke 88.
Oh wow! What's the best I found?
If somebody found my Fluke, that's probably the worst thing I ever left in a car. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I was working on the car. I went to lunch. The customer decided, I said what was wrong. And the customer decided they didn't want it fixed. So they had somebody else pull it out of the shop.
Wow.
And my Fluke meter was on the passenger floorboard. I still disconnected in the car. Wasn't put back together. Called the customer. There's nothing in my car. Not in my car. Never saw that customer again. And I know not everything worked right in the car because I had shit unplugged.
The best thing I found was a freaking Streamlight, the big one.
Nice.
Worst thing I've ever left isn't on a vehicle. Is at a job site, a $2,500 ladder that lifts material up on the ladder like it's lift. I left it on the side of the house. I got all the other ladders. I loaded up, went out, got home, realized I left it there. By the time I had called the customer and say, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Run out and just put the chain that was on the compressor on it." It was already gone. Someone had gone to the side of the house, stole it, and 3 weeks later, I had to buy it back off of Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, sir. DFT, we stay on pretty late. I told you this stream goes on, and then when we close it down online, we'll be behind stage still conversating.
I think
a little more. Oh, Bearded Fortech. I subscribed to him.
Did you?
I saw one of his videos. Yeah, I saw one of his videos. I was like, oh, cool guy.
I think the
Bearded Fortech.
I think the most expensive thing I've lost was my Fluke 902 FC meter.
Oh no!
I left that
Isn't that
above
the
a ceiling, and I
$800
knew
Fluke
which
one?
building it was in. I just couldn't remember which floor it was on.
Oof.
So it's like, and I had no way of like figuring out which suite I had to go, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just go buy a new one.
Yes,
like, it's not worth it after a certain point.
When I talk to a customer, I change how I talk. So I actually ask them specific, what may seem like a dumb question to us. That's why, like when I asked them, did the blower turn off? Was there air coming out of the vents? Was the panel lit up? These are all important questions. And if he's noticing the AC turning on and off, and he's trying to hit a button, he's gonna notice whether the display's lit up or not.
Right.
So, yes, it depends on how you phrase the question, also, to get their minds to think a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had to get one of the salesmen thinking the other day.
Oh,
because we were working on this car.
Salesman, don't even get me started, bro.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so they brought in, and obviously, if it's a salesman's car, we work on it at the end of the day because they're there. But the concern was blows cold when running, but when coming to a stop just gets really hot. And I'm like, okay. Got into the car, turned on the AC, and I was like, wait, there's no air coming out of this thing. But there's no air at all. So I go, I'm like, was he aware that his fan just doesn't work, his blower? No. I was like, can we hook it up to, and the advisor goes, can we hook it up to the lines and stuff? And I was like, well, I could. I mean, I could get everything in that AC system working, but if there's no blower motor working, it's make no difference. It's like it's gonna make no difference. We got to replace the blower motor. He's like, okay, you sure you don't want to hook up to the lines? I'm like, I'm sure. Dude, sure. The clutch was engaging and everything, so I was like, I can almost guarantee you. I can't guarantee you, but one thing I can guarantee you. I took out the blower. I tested it, and blower motor was bad. I was like, I can guarantee you, but I can't guarantee you that as soon as you replace his blower motor, his issues are going to be gone. Replace the blower motor, all of a sudden his AC works perfectly fine. I'm like, dude, sometimes you have to ask questions, man. You can't just go based on what the RO says, man.
Have you ever got burnt by
on their butts?
Have you ever got burnt by an in-cabin door missing, and you replace a compressor for it?
An in-cabin door? Oh, I know which one you're talking. When you
the
do
actuator,
Ultimas.
Oh, the in-cabin cover.
Yeah, the little
in-cabin filter cover.
Yes, I know. The ones like on the Ultima where you take it off flawlessly and then you try and put it back on and it seems like it has.
Oh yeah,
the
Frontier is like that. Mine came off flawlessly.
No,
and then
the
it broke when
Frontier is pretty good. The
Oh,
Frontier
bro,
is
that
easy to
thing
get
broke as soon as I tried to take it off.
But
No,
there's a trick to those.
trick to it.
There's a trick.
You push on the door and lift the tab up and then pull.
Yeah. Also, if you break those, it has a little spot where you could put a screw on it after.
Oh, I just
So
taped it
even
with
if
Pookie tape.
You could do a screw. But the Ultima ones, for some reason, okay, it's about this skinny and this long, okay.
I made a video on it.
You could put your hand there, but the thing is, it's got this thing on the end of it where it doesn't go like this and this. You have to has to go in like this and then come all the way completely down, and it has to shut this way. Even though when you take it off, it just goes. Plunk. You have to push.
You gotta
up, bring it all the way back up there.
Swoop it.
Yeah. You gotta pretty much bend the entire thing. You're like, it will not go back on just like that for some reason.
I had an AC system blowing hot. AC was blowing hot. Pull it into the shop. I didn't realize that the freaking in-cabin cover was off. No filter. Right? I pull it in, hook up gauges. Obviously, I'm looking at the compressor to see if the compressor's on. Right? Compressor's on. All right. Hook up gauges. Oh, shit. My low side is high. I'm like, this thing ain't pulling suction at all. Replace the compressor, same shit. I'm like, what is going on? I get in the car and I just hear
clogged up.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm all, is the feet on? Nope. I get in the passenger side, in-cabin door's off. I'm like, holy shit. I put the in-cabin door on, starts blowing cold. I'm like,
that's when you just don't say anything.
Wow, I didn't.
So it wouldn't blow cold because that the filter door was missing?
Yes.
Huh.
So it wasn't completing the cycle.
I guess it should still blow cold.
Yeah, it still should blow cold.
It wasn't.
I thought.
Well,
bypassing your filter.
It pulls in hot air. It might be pulling in air, air past it, and it's triggering the sensor.
I mean, that's not as bad as me misdiagnosing a compressor, thinking it was mechanically bad. And then I go through the whole process of replacing the compressor. Come to find out it's a 2-stage compressor, and the thing on the back that I thought was a high pressure safety built into the thing is the 2nd stage solenoid.
Damn.
Those I think it was an expansion valve. The expansion valve got me once, and I misdiagnosed that one, and I was like, God damn! I forgot why did I misdiagnose that thing?
But you guys don't have like TXVs or anything. You just have like fixed orifice metering devices.
No. We have TXVs.
Do you really?
Yeah. They're more expensive, though. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do they go bad? Rarely. On Nissans, they rarely. If somebody's replacing a THV.
But where is it for you guys? Is it in the dash?
It's because they're leaking.
Yeah.
And you put new seals on them, and for some reason they don't seal anymore.
I'm like, when somebody replaces one, I'm like, why? So the only time I'll replace a expansion valve is for contamination, when the condensate bag or the compressor come apart.
Yeah, because they can get.
Other than that, they don't really go bad on Nissan. It's always compressed.
They don't really go bad in general. Even for us, it's like there's always people. It's like, oh, it's a TXV. It's like, well, there's a way to check it. You know, you take off the bulb and you hold it in your hand, and if you see your pressures change while it's running, then you know something's fucked up.
What?
Yeah. So
we don't got the bulb. So like on your 240, you had the bulb, right, Chris?
Wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
On your 240. If you ever took off your expansion valve or your evaporator, you had a bulb on your expansion valve.
I never removed the expansion valve on it though.
No,
not in the 240. No, never removed it because my AC system was
ours
working.
Is that the little hat looking thing on top.
No, I don't. Oh, you're talking about the little
brass fitting on top.
That little brass fitting on top.
Yeah. So that would be our bulb, but we can't grab it. We can't touch it because it's like stuffed into the box.
For us, it's like.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that, to be honest. We do. How many expansion valves do we do? One a year, one maybe. Yeah, if we're lucky at that.
3 in the last 5 years.
I think I've done 2.
So let me see. Let me pull up a picture of one real quick.
Okay, while you do that, I'm gonna blast through the comments. I have a 74 Capri with a 6. Could punch way above its weight. Fluffy, do you use a lot of BG stuff at the dealer? Yes. My boss might be getting BG brake flusher and driveline machine. Any thoughts? Good machine.
Is that a brand?
BG?
BG? Yeah.
It's a supplier, chemical cleaner. So that EFI stuff.
Supplier / brand, you could say.
Yeah. I want to set up those pliers from Lyle. You won one? Wow, Raging. If you're still in here, what's going on, Raging? Hey, Fluffy, everyone in the chat. I looked right before CP posted the link. It was just about to be gone. There's no use. So did you get some, hipster? CP is a tool addict for a reason. I do consider myself a tool addict for my desire of tools to get. Gran Turismo fan. By the way, it's really basic, but I found USA made brand at Harbor Freight. They have those at Harbor.
They have buckets.
I got a huge side job tomorrow, man. I got to get the heck.
All right, buddy. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Lakes.
Yeah.
Hey, Lakes. Good night. And I finally used every single thing that you sent me, dude.
All right.
I finally got to use that Petcock socket. I was like,
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
I was all happy using it. I was like,
you should have made a video. Thank you, Lakes.
I did film some of it, but I haven't been able to edit or post it. I was like, yeah.
And
it works good, dude.
Quick Ranch, I looked up the network topology on that 13 Edge, and the terminating resistor is in the PCM and the IPC. So,
where'd you find that on?
I got it on Identifix here.
Identifix shows it.
Yeah, high speed CAN instrument panel cluster, and the PCM is the terminating resistor.
It is a cluster like you thought.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Have a good
Take
night,
her easy,
Lake.
Lakes.
All right, Lakes.
Thanks, Lakes, for that.
Oh yeah.
So
Lakes is MVP.
Made in the USA does not guarantee quality. Just saying. That is true.
Yeah.
You know, we like to cheap out.
I think it's
funny. It's like the buckets they have are made in the U.S. because I think there's only like one manufacturer of buckets.
The companies that make buckets. I wonder if they don't get their buckets from the company that makes them here. Can't think of what the hell the name is, but that's all they do is they make buckets.
Did you see his Agi or Apogee, something like that? I think it is.
All our pails and buckets up in Canada are made by Canada. We don't import them anywhere else, and they cost $10 a bucket.
No, because it's like
everybody in trouble.
Hey, Fluff.
Yeah.
I got karma for laughing at you the other day. Dude, I hit my head so hard.
It's not even worth working your way through the comments, man.
It hurts so bad here because I hit my head on that freaking Ultima.
How back?
I said that like 2 hours ago.
Dude, that's what you get, bro.
It's because you're always hitting your head. It's because he's always hitting his head. He's always hitting his head on it. He was sending me a voice message, and he was like, and he goes, damn it, I just hit my head, and I'm like,
well, he's got a couple videos of that too. I made some comments. I catch him.
Yeah.
And
then, dude, I just hit my head just yesterday. But I
think he's 4 head injuries away from having to become a GM tech.
Oh God!
Chrysler Japan.
Hey, whoa! We are the Cadillac.
That would be Infinity.
I keep putting my hand on
this. Infinity is the high price range.
With the statement. I approve this comment.
The only thing that Nissan actually is higher than what Infinity has is like the GTR and their like the NSX.
I disagree.
NSX is accurate.
Nissan for independent techs is it's a terrible. Nissan for independent techs.
No, I think I might have to go up with you on this one because Nissan's build quality is even better than McLaren's. So
Nissan
is hardly underrated.
Support. They won't allow any support outside of dealerships, and it gets
Mark Olson. I agree with you, and to be honest, I hope they stay underrated because I love my Nissans and I like that they're cheap. And ever since people started finding out more about 240s, like the prices just freaking skyrocket. Dude, I'm trying to find another 240 and
welcome, Shannon.
Look for a 270.
Good old Joe.
A 270?
Yeah.
A 270 what? 270
because they made the 240 and then they made a 270, didn't they?
Or there was a 280.
No.
Oh,
you're talking about the Z's. Yeah, we're talking about S chassis, Sylvia chassis.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
User 19 was going on.
But I used. It's funny because people used to be like, "Man, your 240 is a shit box and all that stuff. It's a crap." And I was like, "Yeah, it is. It is.
Hey,
it is." And I love it.
Full SS.
Huh?
I really don't have I don't have any problem with Nissan other than the fact is they're a pain in the ass when you're trying to do stuff with them as far as technical wise.
That's good though.
Otherwise,
I love it.
It's not good for customers. It's not fair. First of all, right to prepare. That would be the same thing as me saying, or as any other dealer. The problem is that any manufacturer should not have that type of control. If you buy a vehicle, then it's your right to be able to do whatever you want to it. Okay, within the parameters of EPA guidelines and whatnot. The fact that they make it so that they're only proprietary to using their system, their stuff in a world where you have to have standardized OBD2. I feel like it's definitely just a cop out to make you force you to have to go to the dealer and spend more money.
I think that the dealership, if the car's still under warranty,
that's fine.
Obviously that's I think for cars that are, say cars sold today, 2023, for whatever 3 years while they're still under warranty. Yeah, I think
That's the cost
Nissan
off
should
of
be
the new
able
though.
to keep that stuff close to them, but then after those 3 years, which is like say standard,
Right.
What the dealerships should do,
JWT,
like
you
for
are absolutely
diagnostic
correct.
software, is at every 2 years, 1 or 3 years, one warranty does expire. They should make their diagnostic software public, so that
I
way
see.
the
I
scan
got
tool
the
companies
practice.
can use it. GM has been pushed into this. Now GM, when they have a 3-year window. After 3 years, they will share their information with
Right.
certain providers.
for
So
that
way,
model year.
because
Oh,
there's no reason there's no reason we need to update our diagnostic tool every single year
Right.
because warranty, it's still under warranty. I'm up to date for 2023, so I'm not going to see any of these 2003 vehicles for another 4 years anyway. So
Right.
4 years, I'm not going to upgrade anything. So
See, I actually see 2022s with 100,000 or say 70,000, 8,000 miles on them already.
damn.
What are
Yeah.
they like? Work trucks?
Traveling
Or,
salespeople, yeah, work trucks.
Salespeople. No.
yeah.
But what do you think, Sarah, with what Lake said?
Almost
The
missed
two
it.
terminating resistors on this Ford are in the
well, that's the thing.
panel,
The
and the
clusters
PPM,
are
the car stays running.
Boom.
Stays running till you shut it off.
So the box.
well,
PCM cannot be the failure.
oh yeah, it
Hey,
can be.
thank you, JWC, for
It can
realizing that, bro.
It can be
You
the
were a real
PCM
one.
that's the failure.
You can drive this car. You can drive the car down the road.
Yeah.
everything's
Hey, but
fine,
you're here,
but you have no
Shannon.
communication.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the Ford PCMs
It's all good.
are more than one circuit. When
got
you
it. Yeah, I know that.
like everything runs on separate circuits, but
Man,
it
what
could
is the
also
parts
like.
in
But
here,
I
man?
would test the instrument cluster first because the instrument clusters in the Fords,
Eric did.
like from 2001 to 2013, they were piss poor built, and I've had a lot of them rebuilt. So I would start there first, but the PCM can cause that exact same issue, and all it is just usually I think it's pin.
But
the
yeah,
ground
you're
on
right.
pin 34. If the ground on, I think it's pin 34. If it's that ground that's out on that, it will cause that same issue. So.
But
So
So y'all know I have to be biased. I'm sorry.
I understand.
have to, but
Well, you have all the resources too. So
yeah.
if you didn't have those resources, you wouldn't be biased then.
But like, but like, say you guys got like a trade in that's like a, I don't know,
My
a
dog's
fucking
I don't know.
Honda or something, you know, and you gotta, somebody trades it in, but it's got some issue while you're inspecting it, you're kind of screwed at that point. That if you can't like get into the system and like look at it,
Yeah.
which is an issue that the independents have because they don't have access to that. And I get what CP's saying with the right to repair, and I'm actually all in our industry. There's nothing that I can't get that a factory tech can't also get.
You read that comment, Fluff?
This is the reason why I support.
And I agree.
These companies that are pirating
But
OEM
technically speaking, we're not
software,
supposed to clean them.
I support them
Yeah, I
because of this. I will buy pirated software to do certain jobs.
I don't agree with people ripping off the software.
No,
though.
I don't agree with that either. But like in our industry, obviously, like, or in my industry rather, like there's like certain companies have software for chillers and VRFs and stuff. But all you got to do is buy the tool or
saw that video.
either the software or the tool, depending on what it is.
Yeah, but the software is not unreasonably priced.
It depends. Some are kind of like LG's is the software's free. Like you just have to email the rep and they'll email it to you.
That's
like a file and then or a link, and then like the module I think to connect to them is $100.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Train, just their software, for what I've been told, is like $1,500 or so.
My GM software
for a license,
is genuine, and it's $4,000 a year.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that there's too many people, and if you look at YouTube, you will see it all over relevant. Where, and no disrespect to anybody that does anything, because I really don't care what anybody does. But at the same token, the reason why this stuff happens, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier about ratchet braking. and warranties disappearing with tool companies. Warranties will eventually be gone with tool companies here coming up in the future because people abuse tool warranties. The same thing goes to be said for people, the DIY guys get a hold of software that they have no business messing with and going in and screwing up programming and stuff on cars. And I understand that completely.
Yeah.
So we can't just release it. Otherwise, we'd have this mass exodus of cars just being destroyed by people who don't have any clue what they're doing in the first place.
And then they're gonna take it. They're gonna take it to the dealership, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, this car's under warranty. It's not working. Fix it."
So I had a buddy completely wipe out his CVT programming.
Oh.
His name's Chris.
He's in He's in the $4,000 Alta. He went to clear the self-learn, the EPROM. Chris, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the EPROM rewrite.
Yes, he went to clear that so that the transmission can relearn itself. Because on the CVTs, they do relearn.
Yes.
They learn your driving habits.
EPROM and auxiliary clutch point relearn. Yeah.
So what he actually did is he cleared all the calibration with that tool. I had to go in there and figure it out. I was like, man, this is weird. There's some weird codes were popping up that don't exist in our ESM.
Hey, so was his calibration data when you checked it? Was it just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0?
Yes.
Oh God! Oh God!
So I didn't have, in order to get that calibration in, they give us a disc. Y'all know what disc I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
The disc from death.
It's really easy.
So what happened? I've done it myself to where I didn't complete the learning procedure with the disc, and so I got some weird codes, and then I was like, "Oh shit! I accidentally ended it before I was done." So you write it, and then you do some on-off stuff and put it in reverse and stuff like that. Well, I was like, "Fuck! I need the disc. This thing isn't loaded in." So I ended up taking a picture of the
QR code.
The QR code.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me on my phone. It gave me all the numbers I needed, plugged it in, got the data, and I was able to fix that vehicle.
You know what you could do, right? You take the picture of the QR code, and then you connect it to the console. You go to the point where you're supposed to, go, and then with the barcode scanner, scan it from your phone. Beep.
I wasn't at the shop.
I know, but I'm just letting you know for future reference. You could do that, but yeah.
But the phone gave me all the numbers, so I just emailed it to myself and plugged it in.
Dude, you look at how many numbers it gives. You're like,
yeah, because it was that 7-digit. The 7-digit thing wasn't in the system.
Yeah.
But this comment: do timing chains ever need to be replaced, and how do you know when to replace it?
Tick tick tick.
What do y'all feel on this?
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Well,
do
do the chains need to be replaced? Because in my experience, they're stretched because the guides are worn, creating. And I've been told in my comments.
It's one of those things you got to look at it though. You can hear them, and then you got to look at it and diagnose it.
Well, in my opinion,
does the chain actually stretch?
Timing chains are always preventative maintenance because if a timing chain breaks, you're fucking shit up.
So do you check it by mileage or what?
You could say mileage, but again, if it's all highway miles, you're keeping it at a level steady RPM, right?
Right.
Yeah. And all kinds of. But you could do mileage, but normally you just listen to it.
What causes timing chain problems is that people that start and stop all the time. Like that's what I always see. Like cars, it's not necessarily high mileage cars. I feel like high mileage cars don't have timing chain issues like I see with cars that have like inner city cars where they're shutting them off and starting them up, like people that make it running errands or stuff like that all day. So, and not only that, when you're going in to do a timing chain repair anyway, you're going to replace everything anyways when you open that thing up, no matter what. I mean,
water pump for sure.
Not going to do that?
Water pump, oil guide, the oil galley gasket.
But they don't sell oil galley gaskets by themselves. through me.
See, my parts department always got it from where I told you from. They
Z
get it from there,
Performance or
and
something
they keep a stock of it.
Oh.
They don't just keep one. They don't just order it per order. They
Nah,
keep.
we
they
do the
keep
rear
multiple.
timing cover if that's the issue.
And then I talked to one of our DTSs. He says they do sell it.
Do they?
So I was like, I had a buddy of mine in Texas, and I tried to look it up myself. I asked our parts department. It doesn't show up in the parts catalog. It's either the rear cover or nothing.
They don't sell like
and he was
rebuild
like,
kit.
I'm gonna look into it, but he never got back to me on it.
All right, Chris.
But we get it from that website. I mean, works fine.
Sir.
I never had any problems with it yet.
Yeah, I've had a couple guys do it on their own personal vehicles. I've seen it. The metal gaskets.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like an actual gasket or is
so
it like
easy
an
to
O-ring?
replace?
No, it's a gasket.
It's like a weird, like a Y shape.
What's that site? What's that site?
Lowercase y shape.
It's Z. Fuck, it's for the Z cars, right?
What?
That
What?
website?
Motors, Z Motorsports or something like that. And also they sell it on Z1, and they sell it on Z1. But on Z1 it's a little more expensive. But I think Z1 gives a better warranty though. And then they sell it on this other website, Nissan Parts or something like that. Something like that. Nissan something.
So for y'all independent guys, these are the oh shit! I'm not even sharing my screen.
Yeah, but that's
these gaskets right here. So they
Oh,
go
okay.
on
Like
the
it's a
rear timing
Y
cover.
shape.
On the rear timing cover,
Not
these
hard at
go
all
out
to
like
replace.
paper.
Not hard at all.
Yeah.
Once you
they're like
have the thing off, it's literally what
this
once
works.
you have the whole thing off, I should say.
This works for not only the 370Zs, but the 350Zs, the Frontiers, the Pathfinders, the Xteros.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of
Anything with
material are
foil.
those made out of?
These are metal.
They're metal.
Yeah. And I
Do you
believe they
guys
come with
do you
the
guys
screws
put
also.
anti-seize on your gaskets?
No.
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 Well,
I do that all the-
anti-seize, no.
yeah.
No.
So
But we
there's
use
a little
we
bit
use a lot of
insight.
use what?
No, I said there's a little bit of insight for y'all.
Yeah, we use a lot of paper gaskets. We always put anti-seize on them because if you got to take it back apart, it'll come off in one piece usually.
Yeah, Nissan doesn't use paper gaskets. Thank God.
But like on flanges and stuff, and like pump.
I'm thinking before we say something.
No, we don't. They're all metal or silicone.
Hey guys, I gotta hop off. I gotta take my girl somewhere real quick.
All right, Chris.
All right.
See you, Chris.
We'll probably talk,
See you
we'll
guys.
talk backstage after
Nissan
after I end it.
corporate's pounding
Yeah,
in.
just hit me up.
Nissan's got him. Chuck Norris is going to come.
They're
He's
on to
coming
me.
for you.
All right, see you guys.
Nice JWC. If you want to come in a bit, Chris, we might still be on talking.
Yeah,
chatting.
that's the fun thing about me. If I can't find a gasket for it, I have everything I need to make almost any gasket out there.
Yeah,
I've got rolls
like-
of copper, I've got rolls of lead, I've got rolls of every.
Well, we can get
right,
rolls
Beard
of
Vortex,
the
you see this
gasket
tonight.
material and a lot of like
I use
chiller
a
guys
lot
and
of copper. I use a lot of copper plate to replace tin and steel gaskets. all
well,
the
I
time.
know like well for us it's like I said
Damn,
it's a lot of paper gaskets you could say, and it's
I
a lot of
remember using cereal boxes for head gaskets on some engines.
Oh boy,
That's
I
going
have
back
used-
a long time ago.
What did I use?
that does not sound right.
You're
There's a paper. There is a paper gasket for a throttle body, but on an old
Ford
Maxima.
9 ends at flatheads.
Who did we lose?
Chris and
Oh, Justin.
oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, he said he had to go to sleep. He sent a private chat. Let's see. Let
yeah,
me
like-
blast
like
in these comments, guys, so I can clear out, so I can close out
All
the
right.
stream already. Because if not, we'll be here all freaking day. I had to use every buying the shop because my stuff is cheap and old. I hardly ever buy anything from Snap-on, guys. Then I finally get this $100 light and didn't even enjoy it. Damn. So you left it in the vehicle, huh? What year is it? Everyone, please. Yes, please like the stream if you're still in here. Damn,
49.
48 likes.
49.
Wow. Good. Thank y'all. I love that most of the stuff I work on is older trucks. Yeah, I see you working on them Broncos. Thank God I don't have to go through the nightmares that y'all do. The car is y'all work on looms to the bumper. Yeah. We got to know the whole car. 1,000 wires, I go mad. Frustrating. We get used to it, though. We
most of them are color coded, right?
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool that you're working on a subscriber's car. That's awesome. Later legs, night legs. BG is just, the manufacturer? Wow. I correctly diagnosed that I have a low AC Freon, and my car using the AC manifold gauge press. Nice, Avenger. I like Nissan more. Not me, because I'm a new age tech, so I like all the monitors. Whatever happened to Land Rover? What happened to them? I don't know. Enjoy your stuff, buddy. Keep rocking it. I might work on way different stuff, but it's still common ground. Respect. Oh, geez. That's a big one. CP, you got a big one, bro.
Easy, fella. Easy.
Respect. Thank you, Chris. All right, guys, I'm going to close this stream out. Thank y'all for watching. And we will see y'all on Tuesday. If y'all panel want to stick around. All right, guys. We will see y'all Tuesday. Thank y'all for joining. And if you want to join the FM fam, go ahead. All right. Good night.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity.